Gotta show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got $1 for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. Kids if you won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper street. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a one-on-one. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me calm. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock a tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want that check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Gotta show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got $1 for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper street. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I get it done. I said it before, I'm a 101. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me come. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock it tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want the check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it.
The voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
Spectacular Spider-Man.
I don't know about all that.
Yo, what is going on, people? And welcome to another episode of the Next Podcast. That is right, people. We are live. And we are already talking games and we are already talking shit, yo. What is going on, chat? Yo, great to see you guys. All the usual suspects are here. Of course, Toolman is here. Callie, Chipmunk, Moggs. We got Casket Repair as always. Mizzle T Shizzle was first in the chat tonight. Shout out to Mizzle. Guys, we have a fun show prepared for you guys tonight. At least in terms of topics. I have no idea where the panel is going to go in terms of their thoughts and opinions. But guys, that's why you tune in. You want to hear what they have to say. You want to hear the shenanigans. So let's
balls deep.
I was gonna say, so let's get into the intros real quick. And I'm gonna start with this man. I'm gonna start with this man. He is the inventor, dare I say, the creator of hashtag Crispy Truth. And guys, if you're not using that on Twitter, I don't know what is wrong. But it is Crispy Bomb. What is up, bro?
Keep that same energy.
Dude, I was actually saying that in a DM today, by the way, but go ahead.
What's up, everybody? And yeah, I mean, we got some extremely awesome topics for you. So enjoy them and let's get into it.
Yes, you're going to have to embrace the acquisitions tonight. Is all I got to say on that one. But let's see. Next on the list, this man, he has been here from the beginning. And again, this show, and me, myself, personally, is the reason for his forever hairstyle going from now into the future. Of course, it is my brother, K Mega. What is up, bro?
What's up, man? What's happening? Sorry to inform you, but I was already going bald in my 30s, in my early 30s before I even thought about even doing YouTube. So. You know, but now saggy eye bags under eyes and and things like that. You have definitely added that to me. So
I was gonna say I did help accelerate the process at least.
Yes, you accelerated the process. Yes,
right.
yes. So I do have to thank you for that. And so
lowered expectations.
Doesn't matter. I'm married, so I have someone that loves me. Some of you bastards don't, so I'm good. Let's go.
Nice, bro. Nice.
By the way, that was a reference to Mad TV. Just saying.
Oh no. I
That's
remember.
what
I
it
remember.
is.
Yeah, no, we know. We know. I'm pretty sure everybody in the
I
chat
don't
knows.
know. Not everybody knows. Some people are younger than that. Just
Oh man,
saying.
but it's all over. It's on YouTube. They had to at least look it up at some point in time, man. That's a classic.
Look
right
what
there.
I can do.
Oh no, we are we on our Mad TV vibe tonight? Is that what's going on, Crispy? Is this we're gonna
Mad.
reference that
Don't you
show?
know Crispy was the freckle faced kid on the
No,
cover?
he was Fire Marshal
Um,
Bill.
You're
Oh
talking
God!
about Stewart.
Well, that wasn't Mad TV. That was on Living Color.
In Living Color. Oh shit! Look at that! Look at that live show. I can't even edit that out. Oh
And Mega
my
up here
goodness!
directing already. You go,
Yo,
K Mega.
he was.
I
Yo,
got
it's real. It's real. He was accurate. I was wrong. But on that
Mm.
note,
I take
on
that
that
with a
note,
Z
guys,
snap.
again for this week, we have the man. You guys don't know this, but he is the original beta tester for Pong on Atari. It is my brother, Sir X-Man. What is going on, bro?
Yeah, spinning that wheel was so much fun. It was just so much fun. when you're about like 13 years old, you just no wait a minute. Correction, when you're about 7 years old, that's the only paddle you can play with. But how's everybody doing?
Wow.
Just hanging out and kicking it with the homies. And after this show, some balls are gonna drop from the comments on the situation
All right,
this
you
week,
just-
and it's gonna go deep.
Wow.
Oh
yo,
my
yo,
God.
Crispy. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Crispy, but
What
off
did I
air,
do?
Sir X-Man said he was done with that. He was done with that talk as we were going live. Am I right, Crispy? Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Dude,
Fired me.
on
I'm
the
sorry.
intros.
It's okay.
On the intros, he wasted
He
no
really
time.
loves Olga Bomb. It's okay.
Oh yeah, that's
he
my lunch
really-
right there.
Really wasted no time on that. He's like, man, I just got to get it out the way right now, and just let the show go downhill from here. But guys, if you tuned in, at the beginning when we have kind of like the starting soon, I do show some gameplay on there, and the game that I was showing off was, and I got to play a little bit of it today to get some thoughts and opinions. Was a game that went into Game Pass today as well. So it's day one on Game Pass. It's a game called Trek to Yomi. It is a black and white uh, style samurai game, and the cool thing about it was, I thought it was completely kind of like side scrolling or 2.5D, where it would turn in places. But if you're not in combat, you can literally kind of like walk around the whole area and stuff. I did ask the panel before we went live if anybody played it, and guys, I will let you know, one of our panel members did not let you guys down. He said he's been playing it for about 5 hours so far, which is definitely more than I've played. But K Mega, dude, 5 hours into Trek to Yomi, man. What are your thoughts, your opinions on this game so far, bro?
Well, that should let you know right there. I mean, I'm putting 5 hours into it, so obviously that's this game. It must be worth the time, especially when it comes to new games. I'll try them out, and then if I got my mind focused on other games, I'll go ahead and I'll put it in the back burner, and then I'll go and check it out later on, probably on a weekend or something like that. And especially knowing that I got to do a podcast here today and tomorrow, so it's more. And I was planning on doing a video today, but I got sidetracked because of this game. So I was, I got really invested into it. I mean, it's really enjoyable. It is got that old spaghetti western style to it, so it's and you feel the music is like that, just nothing hard pumping, or that's that's like a traditional hack and slash that you may see. This is more of a traditional. It follows the same path, like I said, like a spaghetti western. Like he has that type of background music. It's ominous.
That film grain, like the look of it, really, I think they did a real good job. Like,
you knocked
impersonating
it out.
that.
I took the film grain. I always take film grain out.
See, I like it with it, man. It really looks like one of those like older shows, like the older
Right,
school
right. I mean,
samurai.
yeah. I mean, that's what the whole film grain is. But I actually wanted to see what the game looks like, just clear, and it's beautiful, and it's beautiful. It's a really, really awesome looking game. So, um, I don't know, man. I mean, like it's a hack and slash, but it's also strategic. It's not something where you just got to go in and you could just hack, but it does have three different modes of difficulty. You could choose, of course, easy, medium, and then a more the hardest difficulty. But
I'm on
what I
Bushido.
yeah, and so I'm playing. I just started playing it on the normal, and it can get pretty challenging, especially when you get towards the areas because I'm like on levels 5 or 6 right now. I'm chapter 5 or 6 right now, so it can get pretty intense because you have multiple enemies. You got to learn how to go, switch over from side to side. It's not like you can just walk over. You have to press the A button to switch to go from one end, I mean, to turn over from one side to the other side. You also get cool. It's pretty in depth with how your combat is.
I was gonna
Once you
ask you
figure
that.
out how to do the combat, yeah, no, like it has a lot of combos. And then once you know how to utilize your combos, especially like if you're surrounded, there's the old traditional. You could get behind them. You could do a parry and get behind them and slash them in the back, and then, it's according to how strong the enemy or how weak the enemy is. If enemy is pretty weak, you can cut them in the back, hack them, and then they're done. Or you can hit them like with a critical hit. Then they're also, which I'm still trying to do. I haven't been able to do it frequently, but you also have like a finisher. So once you get further into the game, you get a finisher, and it just it does a really cool sequence of how and it's got multiple ways because I've seen like already like 5 different finishers. So I'm wondering if there's more within the game, but you also have boss fights. Like it's really in depth. It's cool, but it's not a game that is looked at as, like I said, like a traditional hack and slash where you're just running around, just hack and slash, and it's just wild. It's got kind of a sad story to it, and and the ominous music, and the one other thing too that is really cool is that once you get so far into the game, it gives you a path of which way you want to go.
Really?
Which I think is really damn cool. So once you get to a really serious moment within the game, well, the game, like I said, is serious, but once you get to a real critical serious moment, then you go through this one area, and then once you get to the end of that and fight a boss, then it gives you a choice which path you want to go. Do you want to take this path? You get 3 different choices. So I thought that was really, really cool and unexpected for a smaller title like that. So I would say it's definitely worth the money. I think it's like $17 on sale right now. Maybe I think it's probably it's $19.99 whatever. Definitely worth the money. But it's also on Game Pass, which is the
Yes.
best value in gaming. So but this game is definitely needs to be played by gamers out there that has any inkling of just wanting to just try it out. Like, I mean, I'm sure that there might be some people out there that'll say that, it's not their type of game, but I would suggest to just give it a shot, and I think you might be impressed with it.
Nice, nice, bro. And like I said, I got to spend a little time with it. I recorded some gameplay, used it, in the beginning of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I do like the style of it. Kind
Yeah.
of like in Ghost of Tsushima, where you kind of have the standoffs between the
It
two
definitely
people.
has Ghost of Tsushima vibes to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it definitely
yeah.
has that type of vibe to it. Yeah.
I love the fact that this is it's a small indie game, but the little attention to detail when it comes to kind of like representing those old school black and white like samurai movies and such. Even
Mm-hmm.
the animations of the characters when they're talking, because like you'll get it'll look like it's glitchy for a second, but that was the way like the cameras were back then as well, and they actually represented that in the game when they're talking to each other and stuff, which I thought was really cool. Again, I play it with the film grain on. I like that kind of like that style that it's trying to represent, like that is it's
Mm-hmm.
representing. Again, I didn't get too far into it. But you're definitely right on the whole hack and slash thing. I think it's more, I'm gonna call it a patient hack and slash. Because when it comes down to it, you will get surrounded by enemies. And I kind of wait to see who the first one's coming at me, and I try to parry them. I think parrying is a big thing from like
Yeah,
the end of last
fair.
generation to the start of this one, man. When you look at like Sekiro, you look at Elden Ring, of course, Souls games like that. Now you're looking at this game. It seems like every other new game that's coming out, there's a parry system that you have to get into to utilize your character and your weapons, and in this game it's pretty much the same thing. Although I did find that at least on the difficulty I'm on, K Mega, like
Mhm,
again, which is Bushido, and I think that's basically normal. Um,
mhm.
uh, a well timed like hard strike usually takes out like the regular enemies. Like it just seems like they kind of walk into it if you time it right, man. But
Yeah, no, they do, but yeah, once you get in there, there's guys with armor, and then and other things later on in the game. So yeah, no, it gets really intense
mhm.
um within the game, and it's not, and it's what's cool about it is that it's it's not like really fast paced, but the AI is really slick on how they attack you, because you might know that pattern, but then they'll kind of juke you too once you get later in the game to let you try to hit that parry so they can just stick you. So it's like I said, it's not like just a normal just hack and slash to where you got to use some brain skills with
Oh,
it. But I mean, it's not overly ridiculous like Sekiro,
oh,
um,
yo,
like
definitely when it
bosses and things
when it
like that.
comes to the parry, that's another thing, man. And I'm glad you brought it up because I remember
Mhm.
a couple of the enemies, like they would come with a quick slash like twice, and then on that third time they would come and they would hold their attack on me, and
Mhm.
so I would go to parry, like go to block to parry, and it wasn't the same time. They held their blade back for like a second longer and then swiped, and I was like, yo, that's slick. That's slick when it comes to gameplay right there, man. It keeps you on your toes.
Right, right. Yeah, this game will definitely do that as well.
Nice, nice, man. Well,
Mhm.
I definitely I'm looking forward to getting deeper into this game. Again, it is on Game Pass. It dropped today. Yo, shout out to the chat. Yo, guys, let us know if you have tried out Trek Tiomi. Let us know if you're interested in playing it. If you haven't played it yet, but if you did play it, hit up the chat and kind of let us know what you thought. Like what you're thinking about the game. Again, super stylized, man. It is a pretty cool little game so far. Of course, the other people on the panel didn't get a chance to play it yet, so we are going to move on to the next topic. And guys, let's embrace the acquisitions, shall we? Because
You got a super chat.
oh
Oh,
oh,
from you. Yeah, I know.
see, that's why he's on the show, man. I was gonna say that, and I let it throw by. But yo, shout out to Sir X Man hitting up that super chat. Thank you for all the love and support, brother. He said, hit that like and share, everyone. Let's get views. And guys, when it comes down to it, your shares, if it brings a couple new people in here, they're gonna be in here next week as well. Once they hang out with the chat, once they hear this panel, they're gonna be like, man, Thursday is next podcast day. So that is great. Great advice, Sir X Man. Letting them
I
know.
got to steal this line from Crispy. They're going to get hooked balls deep. All right, I'm done.
Wow, wow. He's not done,
They're
by the
going
way.
to get hooked balls deep, motherfucker.
Well,
There you
guys,
go.
let's get into this Embracer thing because this company is absolutely insane. I did a little research on this company, and it started out, the CEO when he was 13 years old, um, started selling used comic books, and it went from used comic books to use video games. And then from used video games, he was able to build up enough money to basically start kind of like his own, used video game store. And he just kept building from there. And now, when it comes to Embracer, they seem to be the type of company that buys up other companies and doesn't really mess with them at all. They just buy them to own them and let them do the business in which they profit from. It seems to be what they are doing. It seems to be how that they are operating now. Uh, Big acquisition from them from the past was THQ. Well, when THQ went bankrupt, they picked up a couple of their IP and kind of just started running from there. They own like hundreds of studios, man. It is insane how much in terms of studios and IP they have gone out and they have picked up and they have bought. And one thing I've noticed with going through the history of Embracer, they will buy a studio and then a little bit later down the line, they pick up the publisher that was publishing their games as well. They've done it more than once. I've counted like 3 or 4 times that they've done that. And of course, it's not like the real big publishers. They started off little. I think the dude that's running Embracer, the CEO, I think he could possibly be a genius, man, with how
And
he
he's still
started.
young.
With how he started at 13 and he just kept moving up and moving up and moving up from there. And the way that he's doing business, and again, what he evolved this into, because I believe it used to be THQ Nordic. And the reason why it was THQ Nordic, it didn't have anything to do with him being a part of THQ, or Embracer being a part of THQ in the beginning. They bought the name rights to THQ when they went bankrupt and basically they were all done. And he used the THQ name because it's a more well known name in the gaming industry, and he named his company THQ Nordic, so this way it would have more familiarity, more notoriety within the industry that he's basically going and buying properties in. So I again stuff like that. I think it's absolute genius. But the thing is, they have bought basically the western side of Square Enix. Now, when we say the western side, I'm talking like Crystal Dynamics, and of course we all know they make Tomb Raider. You got Eidos Montreal, which Deus Ex, and Hitman's developer, which was Square Enix Montreal. So basically, the western side of Square Enix now belongs to Embracer Group. Let's see. Let's go with Crispy on this one. Crispy, what did you think about this news here? And then within that, because we all know what's going on Xbox's side with Activision Blizzard. I don't see too many people complaining about this Embracer Group acquisition, even though if you look at kind of like there was a pie chart that showed kind of like how many studios like each kind of like company owns, the people that own the most. Embracer is steadily growing to like have the most studios under their belt right now, man. And it's funny how
Impressive.
nobody's really complaining about it though. Nobody's screaming monopoly right now, which is a word I've heard for like the last couple of months. But dude, what do you think about this acquisition? You know, for Embracer, what do you think about why Square Enix sold? What are your thoughts on this whole thing, man?
Very sly move by them. I guess I got to be pred.
Uh
They're worth as of maybe like you know yesterday or 2 days ago, same
Not
as Bethesda.
$9 billion they're worth.
Now they're worth $90 million. Did you just look it up? They were worth about 7 billion, somewhere around there.
7 and
Um,
change.
before this announcement. Um, it's always entertaining because people are overlooking the fact that like literally Apple, Amazon, or Microsoft could buy them in a snippin'. And I feel like Embracer, because they are technically a venture capital at this point. You have multiple investments in Embracer. Okay, you have a CEO who, laid it all out. That's fine. That's okay. They're buying up studios when they can because that $300 million, I mean, come on. That's exactly what they could afford at that point in time. Makes total sense. So why are we sitting here acting like this is a big deal? The only big deal is that I think Square undervalued what they were selling, and I think they effed themselves. Okay, they basically were like, I'm done with this. All right, and that's where I feel like Sony's going to buy the other half of it. With the Final Fantasies and all
The
that.
Japanese
Like
side to Square Enix.
they sold it off at such a bargain basement price. Square did that Sony's going to pay them probably at least as much as Bungie got paid. So you look at that and you say, okay, what are they buying? They're literally buying the Final Fantasy IP. That's really what's happening. Why the hell does Square do this right now? And of course, they're not going to do it with Microsoft. Microsoft's in their own shit right now. They're kind of treading through it. They're like, we're mud wrestling right now with the FTC and everything else. Like, we're not about that life. Like, we're not doing that. So you look at that and you say, who else is going to buy them? And it wasn't Sony, which is weird. Okay? Let's be honest. So you look at that and you say, wow, why is this happening? And they literally have split their development in half. And that's only because the other half is more successful. Like everybody still wants Final Fantasy on Xbox. Well, what do you lock behind Sony's paywall? Final Fantasy. Makes total sense. This is where I go and say it's a dirty game being played. But one thing you have to realize is that before this, it was the same purchase as Bethesda. And I feel like Embracer is setting themselves up to get purchased at a way higher. Like we're talking hundreds compared to what, like Activision with all its bullshit. Embracer doesn't seem to have that problem. And they have
hold on,
hundreds of devs. Think
Crispy,
about that.
Crispy, I gotta ask you. You're saying that Embracer is building up to eventually sell and to sell for a lot more. Is that pretty much what you're saying here?
Because they're a publicly traded company. Okay.
Mhm.
They are a venture capital. So basically, it's kind of like Activision. Remember, like Warren Buffett and all that bullshit. Okay,
Yeah.
and Warren Buffett said, like, "Hey, I have 7.5% of this company that I own." You understand? Like, that's a different. That's if you don't trade in the stock market, you don't know. You don't understand that. Like even me, like investing in a small company that is dealing with like, trying to bring up oil out of the ground, and they go and do an investor call. Guess what? Because I have 1,000 shares, because it was like, 50 cents a share or some shit, which I made money off of, by the way, at the end of it.
Mhm.
Okay. But they go and do that. They have to send me this whole spiel, like this whole legality and shit. And it's ridiculous. Like I'm like, like really at the end of the day, I spent $100. You know what I mean? But I have so many shares in the company that they have to take me into consideration. You understand what I'm saying? So you look at that and you say, what Embracer is doing at this point, because they're not like Bethesda. Bethesda, ZeniMax, that was non-publicly traded. It was not in the stock market. This was a cash sale. Okay, so you look at Embracer at this point. At right now, after they purchase this, they are worth $20 billion. I guarantee it, because the outcome of having all of those developers, and you're not seeing a lot of people leaving or anything. They're making stuff. You could really sell that for $20 billion because of so many developers in their wheelhouse. And really, when you look at the stock market right now, they are worth, okay, we'll give them 10 billion. And what is that? That is what, 10% of just the Sony studios alone. You know what I'm saying? So, you look at what they're doing, it seems like they're building up for something greater. You know what I'm saying? Because
me,
at the end of the day, people
Okay.
get old. They say, I'm tired. I'm tired of this gaming shit. I just want to make money for my family. And then you have people like himself that are like, hey, I only have a certain percentage and it's going to just dwindle as time goes on. So I might as well keep my percentage and sell, like, you can even say, Bobby Kotick, look at him.
Oh no.
Okay,
Why'd you bring up that
asshole,
name?
right? No, but asshole, right? But he's looking at this and he's saying, I'm going to make millions upon millions. So why not do it? And technically, he's kind of the same of what you're talking about. He basically, like, made Activision what it is and then fucked it up all at the same time. So now he's like, I gotta sell now. And who better than Microsoft? Who's gonna pay him the most money? Probably Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? You bought up Blizzard, okay? You bought up King. All right. Hey, you can say what you want. King with Candy Crush, big fucking deal. Just saying. So you look at that and you say, okay, who could I sell to? You know what I mean? And right now their shares are shit compared to what they're going to get paid for it, because there is a cap. It ain't going to be $95, but it's probably going to be $80 a share. So you look at that and you say, man, this dude's going to fucking make out big time. And maybe he's done. Maybe he's done fighting. Maybe he knows what he did. You know what I'm saying? He knows how a fucked up person he is. Maybe he has a family that's calling him out. You don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? So you look at these people and you say, what are you going to do? And I'll tell you right now, Embracer, kind of grabbing up something that we thought Microsoft would. Who's got the bigger? It could be Apple. Apple will buy Embracer when they release their video gaming, console or streaming device or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Whatever it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Or Amazon. I mean, Jeff Keighley and Amazon are apparently buddy. Everybody forgets that, and everybody's like, "Oh, Jeff Keighley's kind of fair and this and that." Like, I got no problem with the dude. I'm just like, it was weird. You know what I mean? Like he was like touting Amazon, so there's companies that are right in the same, aspect as Microsoft. I think they're setting themselves up to get bought. That's what I feel like.
All right, I got you, bro. I got you, man. Now, there are 2 points to this that I'm looking at. First off, the Embracer whole thing. I am really interested in what Crispy had to say there, kind of like building up to kind of like sell off, make a huge profit for the shareholders, and of course the CEO, gets a nice paycheck off of that as well. I try to be a little more kind of like gamer optimistic. I'm like, damn, with all the studios that they have, and then they're all known for making multi-plat. I'm like, damn, they're trying to be like the next EA when it comes down to it. That's what I'm kind of like hoping for, because when you look at it, they don't really mess with the studios. They don't really get involved with that, which is, EA. That's a big thing that's a big kind of like issue with them and their studios is the publishers getting in there and like, hey, no, we want you to do this, we want you to use that engine, no, you got to do this, you got to do that, and we see in a lot of aspects when it comes down to that, uh, you know, at least their influence has been a detriment on quite a few of the games that have come out through EA. But another thing that is interesting about this is the Square Enix side, because again, they shaved off their kind of like Western, quote unquote, Western connections, and I feel this might have been very purposeful for one thing, and I believe Crispy also touched on it as well. I think they are possibly gearing up to be acquired as a first party studio. Final Fantasy, um, you know, for PlayStation. And when it came down to it, PlayStation was like, well, we can't,
Hey,
we don't
bot,
want to
where
buy a
where
bloated
Final
fish.
Fantasy remake at, bro?
It's on
Just
PlayStation.
saying.
It hasn't hit Xbox yet, and I could care less actually. I thought it looked interesting at first, but I never liked the aspect of making Final Fantasy VII episodic. Um, to me, that bugs me because one of my big kind of like my big motivators in Final Fantasy VII to push through like the beginning part of that game was to be able to get out of the city and kind of like explore the world. And it seems like the city is the first episode, and I just didn't like that aspect. But I feel like possibly PlayStation didn't want to buy a bloated fish. They weren't really going to do anything with Crystal Dynamics with Square Enix Montreal, and the western side of Square, and they're like, shit. Well, we'll sell it off, and it seemed like they, again, what Chrissy said, it seemed like they sold it pretty low. When you look
And I
at
saw
like the IP, the franchises that were sold with the studios as well, it's like, wow, that was a deal. That was a bargain bin deal. Like when you find that awesome game in the bargain bin, and you're like, how can this be this cheap right now? I that it
Think
really,
about think
Can
about
I
just Tomb Raider alone. That's a
can I
billion-dollar
can I
franchise,
correct
yeah,
now?
motherfucker.
yeah. Sir
Okay.
X Man, what are your thoughts on this, brother?
Okay. They bought Crystal Dynamics. They know Microsoft can't do nothing right now because their hands are tied with you know what. So my theory is, I've been thinking about this all week, is that that company might make a major profit because they got it for cheap from Square Enix for $300
Like
million.
incredibly cheap if you think
Oh,
about it.
I know. And I think that they did stuff in buying this stuff, when you do stuff like this, that companies talk about, but they don't put it out there. So I think Microsoft said, you get this for us, and we'll give you a big profit at the end when all our, Activision acquisition stuff is completely over with. And
Hmm.
they'll give them a lot more money for the acquisition, where they'll get their 300 million back plus a whole lot more.
Is that
Because
is
Microsoft
that
can't
legal
do
though?
nothing right now.
Is that
Actually, yeah, they can sell off part of their stuff if they want to. They can sell off like, look what Square Enix did. They sold off a part of their company.
Yeah, I know, but buying it to
It's not
basically
illegal.
be the
It,
babysitter. I don't.
it's not
I
illegal.
mean, I mean, it's not. It would be weird, but it's not.
It's
But it's
been
not
done
illegal
before.
because I mean, all you got to do is look at the situation between AT&T and Discovery, and now that you hear about the
They're
situation
selling
with
parts rights.
they want to sell WB. So I mean, and that deal just got done last year. So it's not impossible.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Microsoft might have. So I forget the company's name again. I apologize, but they might have got it for Microsoft because that's really cheap. So, and you, like you said, they're worth a lot more than $300 million.
Yeah.
Crystal Dynamics and all the other small companies that come with Crystal Dynamics. So they might have said, "Look, you do this for us, we'll do this for you." You'll never hear that from no one. Stuff like that stays completely secret where no one will ever know.
Ah,
And you know what I'm saying? It happens like that in business.
closed
It
door
really does.
dealings, baby.
Closed door dealings. And then once the smoke settles and then they bring out the next Tomb Raider, then they can pull the trigger and say, we now have Crystal Dynamics from that group. And there's nothing anybody can do because it's just a sell off of a company. You're not buying the whole company. Buying the whole company would seem like it's a monopoly if you tried to buy that whole company. But if you bought part of it, no one could ever, ever, ever say that you're trying to make a monopoly because you're just buying that little part that people say, okay, we don't want to tell them more. We want to make a profit off of it. And Microsoft is giving us some money for it.
Now, what?
It's like what you said. You saw something in the bargain game, and you got it for cheap, but you can make a lot more from it by selling it on eBay or something like that.
Oh, well,
That could be the scenario. I can't say for sure, but that could be the scenario.
I hear you, and that's an interesting, very interesting way.
I
to
can't
look
believe
at
no
it.
one ever thought that.
Yo, I do. And again, Callie, I know you said it in the chat, but I gotta give you your props, bro. I do have to give you your props because K Mega. Let's be real, Callie. When all this acquisition talk, started within last generation into this generation, and then kind of like moving forward, Callie told everybody, watch out for Embracer Group, right? I know he told he told you that, he told me that, and everything, and now look what we're talking about, and look
Yeah,
how
Embrace's Group's in it for the money, bot.
yeah, and that's
And if they can make more money, from selling it off after they only spent $300 million, they gonna sell it. We'll give you two
well,
big
see,
ones.
that's the wild card in all this, like the what the company is and what the company does. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the wild card because like they're obviously they're scooping up property, scooping up devs,
And
franchises,
what do you do
IPs.
when you buy property? You sell it.
Well, yeah, you can flip it, or
Hmm
you could do it up nice and live there. You know what I'm saying? You could do it up nice and live there as well.
Yeah, but the long time profit of that is gonna take a while. If someone offers you something where you could get a mega profit right off, or something that would take about 10 years to get,
All right.
you feeling me?
Well, check this out. Tony Brown in the chat said it's called insider trading. You cannot ask another company to purchase anything for you. Now, I the funny thing about that, I don't think that's insider trading though. I think insider
No, it's not.
trading is when you're making a deal with people that they're gonna sell off a
And they
certain
bet on the stock.
they're gonna sell off something. So you position your stock accordingly to make money, knowing kind of like the goings on inside that executive meeting room and what they're planning on doing.
The
It's
one
like
thing
a
about
car
it,
dealer.
but the one thing though is that the one part about it that would be illegal is Microsoft going in and say, well, just go ahead, go into Embracer Group and say, go ahead and buy this, and we'll buy it off of you double or triple. See
But they know Microsoft
that
wants
would
it, so that's probably why
that
they
would
did
have
it,
to
Ken
be
Mega.
that would have to be that's the part right there that would
The
be
monster
illegal.
That would be
is
illegal.
But
All right.
yeah, that part would be
Illegal.
illegal, but they would have to Microsoft would talk to them afterwards and I mean, everybody talks, everybody swoons one another about certain things, we know that, but that can never get public if that was an actual
Right.
situation,
But
because
it's like, hey, Ken Mega, think about this.
because
Think about this, Ken Mega. It's like,
yeah.
okay, somebody wants something really badly, right?
Mm.
And they
I
can't,
don't
and they can't.
I
let me
don't
finish.
think that's it though. No, because
But
I mean
they
I know where
can't.
you're going with that. Microsoft does. I don't see.
It's like a car dealer.
Yeah,
They know somebody wants a car, and they can't find it nowhere. But all of a sudden, this car dealer ends up purchasing it because they know you finding it somewhere and purchasing it for you, and then they overcharge you because you actually have what they want.
Right, but
feeling me?
that's I get what you're saying, but Microsoft is. I don't think
I
Microsoft
don't think
was
Microsoft knew,
ever in
but you're
the.
right. I think
I
Embracer knew
I
they
don't think
wanted it.
Microsoft was
Yeah.
ever in the. Maybe in talks was in the hunt for a minute, but because of the Activision situation, they
Right, they
can't
know they can't do nothing.
do that. And like I've said before, the one that Microsoft really wants, or two, I should say, the two that Microsoft I feel really wants is WB and CD Projekt Red. If CD Projekt Red was ever to get into that position,
Now they're pretty much government purchase. That'll never happen.
I mean, we don't know. Like, I
Damn,
mean,
yo, Sir X-Man
yeah.
is so sure. Like that's
Yeah,
never
no,
gonna
I
happen.
wouldn't.
What are we
You know
talking
what I'm
about?
saying?
What
I
are we
mean,
talking
who
about?
would have CD Projekt Red or it's CD Projekt Red?
Oh
Because
my
remember,
goodness, Predator.
yeah.
You didn't know he was
Yeah.
here.
You
Crispy
didn't hear him
told
come
you he
in?
was
I
here.
saw him in the
Little tipsy,
chat.
but
I
I'm
saw him
good.
in the chat.
He ate the goat.
Yo, he
Yeah.
ate
No,
the
that's
buried
Saturday.
animal.
That's Saturday. That's Saturday.
Oh, okay, that's Saturday. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. I thought.
He was
But
drinking on his
all right, so is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I
let me go
get
ahead.
2 minutes.
You said 2
Go ahead,
minutes.
bro.
You said
Crispy
2
had an
minutes.
hour, man.
Crispy did. See, Crispy had to talk about me
Well,
for
I
30
try-
minutes.
I-
Crispy was on there.
I
Go ahead,
try
Sir
to
X-Man.
guide
You
the
weren't
show
done, go
along.
ahead.
Oh no, I'm pretty much done. I just been thinking
Oh,
this
okay.
all week while I
I
was
try to
listening to
guide the show
everybody else,
along, and
and
people
I
ignore
actually
me. So
think that. But I actually think that could really happen. To get a profit on top of something that they bought for cheap, man. It ain't like it doesn't happen in the world, man. It does happen.
I hear
All right.
you.
Go ahead, K Mega. Roll it in, baby.
All right. Yeah, no, I don't think that was the big fish to get, or a fish that Microsoft would have took them if they were available at the right time. But me personally, this is the win for Microsoft and for Xbox gamers. All Xbox got to do is just talk to Ember's group about having Tomb Raider come on Game Pass. That's really all, and DOS X and Xbox gamers, I think, will be satisfied with that without a purchase.
Dude, I think they're
So
satisfied that they remain multi-plat. Like what people were saying.
Right.
About,
But that's so in order to try to
I
get
agree.
Tomb Raider and DOS X on Game Pass. That's why I don't think Microsoft would go after them now. I mean, that's fine. So, to me though, because we're talking about Square, Enix, we're talking about the whole situation. I mean, look, maybe that there was some negotiations, and I do think it's getting to a conclusion that Square might be going to Sony, because that might be the big thing that Sony is going to try to grab, and that would be the perfect studio for them. You know what I'm saying, or publisher for them, because that's just right up there in PlayStation's wheelhouse.
Mm.
So, and for anybody to think that it would look odd, because you would try to have Tomb Raider and Uncharted. That ain't, Sony ain't gonna spend those resources on trying to have another Tomb Raider. So most likely they wanted to get the money right to where Sony could be able to acquire them, or there is some kind of big deal somewhere within there that Sony has to put out a little bit of money. Which, I mean, it just kind of sounds to me that for Square to do what they did, they're trying to get themselves budget enough to where they can get acquired by somebody.
And it's
And
easier,
so-
K Mega, too. You're
Yeah.
right, because they're a Japanese company. So now that
Right.
you got rid of the American part of it,
Well, the
now
Western
you ain't
part,
got to
yeah.
Sir
deal with
X-Men.
United States. Yeah.
Sir X-Man.
I'm just
How come
agreeing
you
with
over here
K-Mega.
telling K Mega he right when I said the same thing? And you said nothing.
You didn't
You
say
said
nothing about
nothing.
the Japanese company
I heard
part.
crickets.
Oh my gosh!
Crickets.
So I mean, so this could
Love you,
this
bro.
could be the big acquirement for Sony right there. Which, like I said, it makes sense. It kind of makes it makes sense, because if you look at the whole Final Fantasy situation, because like Crispy said, we still don't have Final Fantasy now. It looks, what I'm saying, we Forspoken, I mean, that's a timed exclusive, but is it? You know what I'm saying? And
But
Final
is
Fantasy
it?
16, that's a 2-year exclusive. Is it? And if you think about it, it was so odd when everybody was bringing up the point of like, why the hell would you have an exclusive for 2 years? That is the most odd thing ever. Well, you know why that would be odd? It's because gives that game plenty of time to stay on the console, to stay on PlayStation without PlayStation having to agree to any type of terms outside of the exclusivity clause that they have within those 2 years. Because I don't think we've ever heard any game being locked down, especially a time game, for 2 years. Why would Sony spend that extra money for that? Because all games depreciate over 90 days to 6 months, according to how popular the game is. It loses, so it depreciates and loses its price value. So why the hell would you still hold on to that for 2 years when Final Fantasy is going to be what in 2 years, what, $20? So say $25 at the max. So this makes a lot of sense, because that way that you can go through those loopholes. And if they have, I don't know if Japan has any type of, I'm sure they do have like their version of FTC and things like that to look at laws and things like that. So that would give them plenty of time where they ain't got to worry about any of that, because you know how Microsoft said that they had to honor their situation with PlayStation over Activision with Call of Duty. Well, Sony don't have to worry about that, because that game is locked down for 2 years, and that would give them plenty of time. So that's one factor. The other factor could be somebody else other than Sony might be trying to get Square Enix, and Sony was so pissed off at the fact that they spent over $200 and some million on Avengers, and it didn't get its money back from what you read in that article. And they just looked at that like, well, Tomb Raider is cool, but it ain't generating the money like what we want. And so they probably just said, look, we'll get you out of here. Let somebody else, get a little bit of money to kick back, and just put that money onto other to other games that they have working on going in the future. So I don't know, man. Like, I mean, it's twofold. I think personally that they're going to get acquired. I think it's if you put a gun up to my head, I say it's Sony, but it could definitely be somebody else. And then also the fact that they were pissed off at the whole situation with what happened with Crystal Dynamics. That just wasn't good enough for them. So they was like, no, cut the bait.
I got you, man. Damn, I forgot where I was going with it. You said something, and I had a point off of it, man, but I can't think of it right now. So we're gonna have to go to our resident business expert. Pred, did you have fun tonight, man? You kick back a few. What's good, bro?
I'm still kicking back a few.
Oh shit! He brought the bottle home. He's like, "Give me the bottle, and I'm taking it home."
Some Tito's.
Well, we're talking about the whole Embracer Square Enix deal. Basically, the western side of Square Enix now belongs to Embracer. I'm looking at it more in terms of the Square Enix side, like they're setting themselves up for acquisition, most likely with PlayStation under to become first party under PlayStation, man. But again, you are a business guy, man. Like you look into this like definitely not how I do, man. What do you see in this acquisition, man? What are the points that what you are looking at?
This is me not knowing all the games and studios underneath them, so take this comment here with a grain of salt. But why would anyone assume that Sony would let them get rid of stuff when their competition's harboring everything they can? Like if they were going to buy, Sony was going to buy them, they want all of them, not just the Japanese part of it. They'd want the American part of it too. They want
the price is right though. The price got
the price is right. But I mean, look at it like this, because they have studios here in the U.S. So I would think that depending on what the difference was in price, I don't think that would make a big difference to them, because they would get that money back by having a Tomb Raider, et cetera, those games that are on the Western side. Like your competition's buying up all the shit right now. So you got to kind of not, I won't say match it, but like you got to kind of react to that to some degree. And you're buying a studio that's basically only making games for you anyway. So I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me for them to for that concept to be like, I'm gonna buy this studio, but I need you to parse off this part to somebody else because that could have easily been Microsoft to pick them up. You know,
Can I just interject real quick?
no, you had your chance before I got here. No,
Final,
Christian, go ahead. I'm joking.
Final
Go ahead. Go ahead.
the home of Final Fantasy PlayStation. I
Yeah.
don't know. I think that would be a big deal. I'm just
No,
saying.
because but again, Final Fantasy, that's part of that umbrella that they're gonna get if Sony picks them up, correct? Because
Yeah.
again, I said this, I don't know what all they have.
Yeah.
So, but the Western side, like that they sold off, like because I'm splitting it down the middle based on what you guys are talking about. I'm assuming it's all Western games. So the Western side that's being sold, that got sold off. Why would Sony not want that? And again, the price could be an issue too.
Because
But
you're gonna put Tomb Raider against Uncharted. I don't
yeah,
know.
how long does it take to make a Tomb Raider Uncharted game? You could pop the motherfuckers out every 3 years. Right?
They're not about that life though. You know that. I
But
mean, come
again, it's
on.
not about being about the life. It's about being about putting
Crossover,
content out, especially with them trying to get up an online service. Now you need games for that.
No, they want Final Fantasy online service. That's what they want.
And that's fine. They can get that too by
So,
buying
but
if
why
they
not
decide to
have
buy
it
that
all?
other half. But why not have it all? Like it isn't about them going up against Tomb Raider, etc. Because Tomb Raider can come out in 2024, and the next Uncharted can come out in 2026, and it'll be fine. They're 2 years apart. You can space that shit out. You control that now. So like that has nothing to do with the others. Like they're two similar games, but you can release them separately. Because Tomb Raider was on Sony. It was
Hold
on
on,
PlayStation.
real quick.
So,
I just want to address the chat because Cali Rex and of course my brother Dreadpool are talking the same thing. They're saying that Square Enix, they're using the money that they're getting off this acquisition to invest in blockchain. And here's the thing here. When it comes to business, like you don't want your money idle. It might not necessarily be like, oh yeah, this is what they were planning on, but they're investing in it to make a profit off of just pretty much what they're getting. That's not necessarily the end goal here for them selling off these things. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Fred. Right? Like you don't want idle money unless it's sitting offshore somewhere, like and
unless
not
you have
being
plans
taxed.
for it. Yeah, you got plans to for it. But I just I'm looking at this the gaming aspect of it, not like going into the crypto part of it. But because I still don't understand crypto.
A lot of people don't, bro.
Just
a lot of people
for
get
the
burned
gaming
right
portion
now, too.
of it, like I'd find it like that'd be like Microsoft buying, I don't know, Activision saying, but we don't want Call of Duty, sell that off first. Like I mean, I don't know. I don't think
Tomb Raider is not as big as Call of Duty. So
yeah, I mean, I'm just throwing a game out there.
And
But
Yeah,
also,
off the top of my head.
Microsoft
Tomb
is
Raider is
much
not the biggest.
bigger
The crown jewel at
than
Square
Sony.
Enix is Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
and they're keeping that. Like I can
but
see
they've
them.
already had that, so they're buying something they pretty much had a lock on anyway. So it's like they're not really keeping anything from Microsoft at this point if that's their goal. But I mean,
Well, if they're paying to keep it exclusive, though, you might as well at some point in
buy it,
time,
yeah.
yeah, acquire.
I don't think they go into these things and say, okay, well, first get rid of this, then we'll come pick you up. Because if that was the case, we'd be hearing about Sony picking them up here pretty soon. Once that deal goes through. So, or that would have been like we're selling off this and Sony's buying this type deal. That's how it usually would come out. But, because if they're up for sale, then that means everybody's, Square Enix, that means everybody would put their name in the hat to pick them up. And if they're just getting in bed with one company right now without at least, parsing off, because like even when Activision got taken, I'm pretty sure there were some conversations with Sony. They couldn't afford them. They won't spend that kind of money on it. But like you see, Sony's picking up smaller studios, but that was a lot. So that was a lot of money. But I don't know. As far as just the whole acquisition portion of it, I'm actually not really disappointed to Embracer got them. It's just it just. If that would have been Microsoft with everything going on Activision, there would have been fucking hell in the streets right now. So
Yeah, they
And
just can't do it. Yeah.
and then Microsoft really, people say like, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, you got to get that Activision deal done as soon as possible, get that signed off, and then if you're looking to acquire somebody else, because I think everyone right now in their mindset, they're going off of this whole narrative about like monopoly and the regulations and stuff like that, and I don't think that's an issue at all. But I think just to quiet people down, that deal needs to get done quick and as fast as possible. So whatever Microsoft's lawyers need to do to get that shit done and get it signed off, they need to push that shit to the forefront. That way they can kill that noise. Because I think we talked about this last week. That narrative is setting up something else going forward. The next time Microsoft does make a big purchase, that's going to be the narrative again. And now when they get Activision, that's going to make it even a stronger narrative. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay for everybody else to buy studios, but Microsoft can't.
No, they
And I
can't.
don't understand that.
The FTC is going after Sony now. So
they opened
they're
an
biased.
investigation to the Bungie.
They opened up the the Embers Embracer group is a Swedish company, so of course that's not the United States, so it's not going to matter. Oh yeah.
One thing I wanted to say, guys, about this whole thing, and I remembered what I was going to say with K Mega. So K Mega and the rest of the panel, because you guys are talking about Tomb Raider and somehow, some way, Tomb Raider ending up on Xbox. But what I'm saying here is we're going to be getting an Indiana Jones game, possibly a franchise.
Right.
Would you really
Right.
want Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider?
I would. I mean, I mean, as a person that loves Tomb Raider, I would want Tomb Raider. But again, I still feel that this is good for all gamers, and especially that this game is going to be multi-plat. On top of that, DOS X and what I think a lot of people forget, which
I believe it's
DOS X, whatever the hell the name is. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool title. But the main,
it's a game.
But the main crown jewel is Legacy of Kain. So that is, those games are going to be not locked down under any studio. I mean, under any publisher. That it'll be out there for everybody.
If they want to make them, they'll be able to make them now.
Yeah. And without anybody over their back telling them, well, you got to make it this way, you got to make it that, whatever the case may be. So it's a win-win. So I think gamers will accept the fact, like I said earlier, that if Xbox can get those games to be on Game Pass, day and date when they drop, that's a win. Just like it would be if they picked up those studios, in my opinion. So it's and you never know. Sony might get those games to be on their service day and date as well. So I think gamers is going to win because of this person.
Very, very interesting. Again, this was news that dropped, and of course, out there on social media, people started going crazy. And talk about go crazy.
Oh, shit.
News actually dropped today that I want to talk to you guys about. All right.
That's what I was laughing at. Bug snacks.
Bug snacks. K-Mega, I had to put it in here, man. You know I did.
Man, love it.
Shout out to Game Pass, because there ain't no way in hell I'm buying this game. So, with Game Pass, I can download it. I can check it out. I can play it. And
oh damn! They got the whole like Sea of Thieves type of vibe with the map and the.
I thought it was at first.
Oh golly!
Oh no, guys, enjoy that gameplay. Well,
Sea of Thieves killer.
I want to talk about gaming in the clouds right now, because
was that you playing Midnight Club Xbox?
Oh yes, that was.
Starting from the beginning, I see, huh?
Yeah, I restarted it from the beginning, man. Absolutely, that's one of my favorite arcade racers of all time.
I did my cloud save. I've got everything that I had previous.
Oh, I'll build it up, and when I do build it up, I will race your ass, man.
Man, you'll get smoked.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I know so, dude.
Oh my goodness! If I had $1 for every time people said they were going to beat me in racing games, and
I played Midnight Club for 2 hours the other
Sir
day.
X Man, we got to stay on topic, bro.
Uh-oh.
He got a lot of nerve. Don't he got a lot of nerve.
But talk about gaming in the clouds, because today it was announced that Epic and Microsoft have partnered up with an initiative. The initiative that's being started through Microsoft is called Xbox Everywhere. Now, this initiative wants to take more free to play games and have people be able to play them via the Xbox Cloud. Now, the thing about that is these free to play games, with playing them in the cloud, will not need a subscription to Game Pass, or as you'll hear within the conversation, that won't need a subscription or anything in whatever device you're playing on as well. And of course, Epic partnered with them for what game? Fortnite. And I think this is absolutely huge news. If not for anything, for marketing, because when it comes down to it, people who like playing their games on smaller screens, uh, Epic had this whole battle with Apple over Fortnite, and kind of like Apple's policy when it comes to their store. And inevitably, Fortnite pretty much got kicked off of iOS. And with this partnership, and this is where I think this is brilliant, at least for marketing, right? With this partnership, they have found a way for people to be able to play Fortnite again on their iPads and iPhones, basically going right around Apple, the company who build the freaking device and the user interface. And I think this is absolutely huge for those gamers out there who do have Apple devices. And I feel like when it comes down to it, uh, Xbox is gonna be known as kind of like that company that, I hate to say it because it was a tagline for last gen, that company that's for the gamers, because they, with their infrastructure, their cloud infrastructure, have figured out a way for people to play Fortnite on their iPhones and their iPads, and basically just went right around Apple on this. I think this is gonna just work out incredible for Xbox, and of course for Epic as well, because then they still got people playing the game on more devices and such. So you know let's go to Pred on this one, man. Pred, I gotta get you before you get really deep into that bottle, bro. Uh,
I didn't drink that much tonight.
Blow
Save it for
me,
this week. I gotta get. Hey, I gotta
motherfucker.
work at like 5 o'clock in the morning, so I didn't drink that much tonight. That's why I came in early.
Okay, I got you. Well, dude, did you know about this? Did you hear about this acquisition? Because I know you were busy today, man. I'm not sure if you
Yeah,
heard about
I
it.
did. I did.
All right.
I didn't read too much into it, but I was like, I don't play Fortnite, so that's I kind of okay. That's cool. I'm gonna scroll past it. So, but what you were saying, like the whole them kind of going around Apple, that's kind of cool. So,
Apple's pissed right now. Those people are
yeah,
mad about it.
the first thing I thought about, because my Steam Deck gets here fucking Friday, and I was like, oh yeah, another game for that, But I mean, I don't have an iPhone that I would play games on, so it doesn't really. I don't know. And again, I get Fortnite, so it's like I don't play Fortnite, so it's not. I don't really give a shit. Um, but I'm not gonna be that asshole for people who want to play Fortnite on their iPhones, or however the hell you want to play it through your Apple products. And hey, there you go. But good for them. That's all I got on that one, man. I got nothing else for it.
Dude, you don't think this is like again, because when it comes down to it, you earn mind share as a company as well when you're dealing with consumers and stuff like that. You don't think this is like a huge kind of like step forward in gaining more mind share and kind of being looked at more positively, within kind of like the gaming community and potential like consumers, customers, and stuff like that?
Not really, because
Really?
I mean, I know Fortnite's super popular, but how many people are playing that on their iPhone?
Well, none right now.
I mean, but how
Starting
many people
today,
are playing it
more.
on the cloud?
Well, see, the thing
I
about
mean,
other devices, you can download the game, right? You can
I
download
play
it and
on the
play it.
cloud.
Well, you could
okay,
play it
again,
natively.
how many people are playing it on their phone through the cloud, even without Apple, like on their fucking
Me.
fucking
I play
yeah,
Android
whatever,
too.
whatever phone you have. Like, I mean, like, I get the concept of cloud gaming. I just don't think it's as popular as as we would like it to be. Like, it's fun to pick up and play for a few minutes, but like, I got a fucking $500 fucking console in my house, with a nice ass TV. I'm not playing on my goddamn phone. And that's most of the people out here that are listening to this podcast. We have consoles. Like, we're not gaming on our phone unless it's like a short notice, like you're stuck in the middle of nowhere at the airport or something like that, and you feel like playing it that way. But like, even then, it's not the same experience. And I don't think that most people are doing cloud gaming unless maybe on their laptop. But like, even then, it's a small group of people. I don't think it's as popular as we would like it to be. Um, good on Microsoft for making that available to us, but like, I don't I've never, other than the beginning of the like the cloud, gaming, phenomenon, if you want to call it that. I tried it, but like, I was like, okay, well, I got an Xbox right here. I got a fucking PC right here. Why would I play on the cloud when I can play natively at my own fucking house? And when I'm out on the go, I'm usually in the car driving it, or I'm in a place where I can't really immerse myself in it because my commute is so small, or we're not going too fucking far. I'm engaged in conversations, doing things that people do, like, life, communicating with people instead of playing a video game while I'm around fucking five, six people. So like, I I get that people do it, but I just don't think it's popular and people are doing it as often as they are. So I don't think it's a big impact to anybody.
Okay. All right.
Maybe in other countries. I'll take that back. Maybe in other countries where people can't get, you know, gaming like we do here in the States. So I can't forget about those people. But like, at least for us Americans, like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. But there's some
America.
countries that I know that can't get a console, or they can't afford it, and maybe cloud is like the best way for them to play games.
I hear like Korea stuff like that, like the whole kind of like cloud gaming mobile aspect is like really big over there. But I hear what you're saying, man, and I mean, I can't necessarily disagree with it, but I will say, in terms of mindshare and from what I've seen out there on social media, and I'm not just saying the typical kind of like pro Xbox people. I seen like a wide range of names I've never seen before. Really, really kind of championing this, like really, really coming out and saying what a good thing this was. And I think a lot of it is the whole undercutting Apple. I think that right there is gonna, I guess you can say, kind of like spawn momentum in
Shout out to those six
Xbox's
people in your
favor.
timeline that you saw.
sir, there's more people than that in my timeline. Man, I'm just saying. But I don't know, Sir X Man. What do you think about this, bro? You are a cloud gamer. I know, like when you're at work. Of course, not at work, but I'll say on breaks and stuff,
Yeah,
man.
when I take breaks,
I'm
but
not gonna throw
like
that
when I
out,
go
throw you under the
when I got
bus like that, man.
when I
But
go to my auto shop, I spend time playing the games. I bring my Razer Kishi and I just get it running on my 5G. I don't have a problem. I played Master Chief Collection. I played Halo 3 while I was waiting on them for 2 hours to work on my car and fix it. It worked fine.
nice. So what do you think about
They've
this?
improved it.
What do you think about this partnership here? And again, it's a part of an initiative that's going to have free to play games.
Hmm.
People will have the ability to play the free to play games without any Game Pass subscription or anything like that
Talking about from
through
Epic, right?
Xbox's cloud. Well, this is the first game, but they're planning on getting more free to play games to be available through Xbox's cloud to gamers on any device that they want to kind of like stream the game to without without a subscription to Game Pass,
Well, obviously, I mean, Epic wouldn't do something like this if they didn't think it wasn't working.
man.
I
Ooh,
mean,
it's a great point.
it you know what I'm saying? And say Epic says, okay, if you own some of these Epic games, they will automatically be able to be played through the cloud through through the service between, with Xbox and Epic, however they're gonna do it or name it or whatever. Which is a nice deal because I got some Epic games that I'd love to play on the go. You know,
Mm.
like say like you're waiting somewhere or your girlfriend's in the store and she says it'll be 30 minutes, but you know she's gonna be in there 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, I'll be in the car just waiting for you, listening to music. In the meanwhile, I'm just playing a game, chilling. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. I mean, it's a wonderful thing, and it has made a lot of improvements since the last time you played it, Brad. It really has, dude. I don't like the touch feature, and I hope Epic doesn't bring that. I think they need to use control features because the touch thing is not all that great. But
It's particle balls to you.
it is so improved since the last what 3 years of beta testing. It works, dude. It really works. But I don't recommend someone do it with a 4G phone. I recommend find yourself a hotspot. I've seen people using it in Starbucks on their laptops
Okay.
with a controller. So it works.
The fucking
And
crab stole my ball, by the way, in my
but
gameplay.
this is the part that freaks me out. Don't I'm not trying to throw no shade, but don't Sony owns like 10% or 10% share or whatever with Epic,
They own stock in Epic.
and Epic's looking at business. And I'm done with that, but I do want to say one thing. Oh, I'm sorry, Fahim, but I'm able to put Bug Snacks on my PC and play it. It's
Oh.
already
Game of the
downloaded.
year.
Game of the year, right, K-Mega? Game of the year!
That was when it first came out.
Look at
last
this
year.
fire. This is straight fire. This is
I can
next
put it on
gen.
my PC and play it.
Greatness.
You don't even have it on PC
Dude,
from the
I
PlayStation
don't
side.
I don't think this game would have been able to run on an Xbox One or a PS4. Let's be real now. Look at this. Look at this. It's amazing. That strawberry hat would not have all that
Oh
detail
my god!
on an
I'm trying
Xbox One or
Hey,
PS4.
hey, Fred, why don't you play Bug Snacks drunk? That'll be
Oh.
funny.
He's like, man,
No, I don't think that'd be funny at
he's
all.
like, my hangover would have a hangover at that point in time. Yo,
All
yo,
right, I'm done, bro.
yo, Crispy, chime in on this, man. What do you think about this this initiative? And I think that the first partner when it comes to this, with it being Epic and Fortnite, and kind of giving the middle finger to Apple, I think that is a great start for them. But what do you think, bro?
Isn't there Fortnite mobile? Pretty
There
sure
is, but not on
is.
iOS.
Yeah, on Android only.
So little shady tactics the Xbox is doing. A little bit of shadiness. And can't deny that you love it, don't you?
Yep.
Free to play. And they said there's more to come. Okay. We'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine Rocket League on your phone.
Oh, that would
would
be so sick.
And you ain't gonna do that with a mobile app right now, at least. Maybe a generation or two for cell phones. I don't think they're capable of doing that right now because of the speed.
Hold on.
About
Rocket
racing
League's
and
not.
everything.
They don't have a mobile version.
I
right?
don't. I'm 90% sure they
I'm
don't.
gonna try, I'm
Anybody else tell me there's
there's
no.
Rocket League Mobile?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, there is.
It's
No,
it's
there isn't.
not
I'm
it's
just
not
joking.
that much
Oh,
of a demanding game either, so it's possible. It doesn't demand that much.
It frames per second it demands.
Yeah, but with the power of these new phones, man, it could do it.
New phones, you got to remember the last gen. I
sir,
gotta.
download for Android, download for iOS. Rocket League Mobile.
Oh, there is one. I was joking.
There is
I was-
one.
There you go.
Fred said, "I got a game I can play on my mobile now."
So there you go. There's the next one.
That's cool actually.
You think about it.
Mhm.
Think
Okay,
about how much
because-
money Apple's about to lose with all those people buying points for that what's that game again we were talking
Fortnite.
Fortnite. You know how much percentage they're about to lose because those kids just spend money like nobody's business on Fortnite? It's a lot of money.
Well, that's because the parents let them, but that's besides the point. Just think of it this way. Xbox says we want to reach how many billion gamers?
1 billion.
3 billion.
Yeah, it was like
Okay, it sounded better than
3
1
billion gamers, but that's fine. How are you going to do that? Well, guess what? Fortnite is still the shiznit
Oh, hold on.
for the
Crazy Greek dude said that the Rocket League mobile game is a swipe game. It's not the real version of Rocket League. And Mizzle said it's a lame version. So it's not the same thing, Crispy.
No,
Okay.
You're still
bootleg.
on
It's
point with that.
bootleg.
It's Sprocket
you
League.
watch. So I'm gonna call it out then. I'm like, watch.
The
It's
Call
gonna
of
be on
Duty
there
mobile
next.
game. The Call of
Soccer
Duty
cars.
mobile game is still
So
one of the
nobody's
top
still that
games.
Sprocket League.
No, don't say soccer car. Oh my god! Like,
Soccer cars.
That's what I call it. Yo, I don't call it Rocket
yeah,
League.
no,
yo.
you
That's what a
call
lot
it
of
that
people
because of
call
a
it.
certain person.
But it's a
You're
that's
great
fine.
playing
name.
soccer
It's a
with
great name.
cars.
Somebody I don't hate anymore. It's weird, but
Lord help me, Jesus. What have I got into?
so Microsoft is looking at this and saying, how can we sell our service? That's the way they're looking at it. And they say, okay, like regardless of how you feel about Fortnite, it's all over the place, and somehow they're still going to use that against the bigger companies like Apple or the same realm companies as Apple. So Epic's looking at it like Apple's a bigger company. They fucked with us. We don't like them, whatever. And Microsoft's like, yeah, well, they're on the same playing field as us, but
There are rivals, basically.
we are kind of tired of their shit too. So all of a sudden they get together, and what is Sony gonna say? Because Sir X, you were right. I mean, they bought into Epic and everything else. So you look at that and you say,
It's a slap
okay,
in the face.
it's a little bit of a slap in the face, but at the same time, Sony wants to see what happens as well. You look at what Sony's been doing for the past 2 years. They want to see what happens. That's what they want to see.
Oh, let me see if I can play Bugsnax on my phone.
And that's there you go. Okay, but if you could do it through Sony, even though they're they bought into Azure servers, it's just all convoluted. This is why I hate fanboyism and all this shit. It's like, dude, like all these gaming companies are playing nice with each other. You had Ori on fucking Nintendo Switch, bro. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we look at this and they're all playing nice, and you know what? I'm fine with it. So why the hell are we talking about this shit? Like seriously, it makes zero sense. Okay, we're gonna say this guy acquired this, did this, that this. Look at yourself and say, am I playing the game or not? That's the way I see it. And no, I'm not. Do I hate somebody for loving it? Nope.
That would be weird.
So, well, no, but if people do that shit,
I know,
that's the
weird.
worst part.
That's something weird people do. Like, I don't understand that.
Like, oh, you having enjoyment? Fuck you. Like, dude, like, come on. Like, where are we at as a human species that we have to go and talk trash to people because you ain't looking each other in the face and you ain't having a real conversation. Instead, you're fucking moving your thumbs until, oh, the world has ended. Like somebody could put that out and people would believe it. That's the worst part of it. So can we look at each other and say we are all gamers and enjoy the games we like and highlight the games we like and actually move forward and say like Xbox hasn't come out with like a first party game that I'm really interested in a while. Like, can you do that? Like, Sony fans, can you say like Horizon Forbidden West didn't quite hit the way you wanted it to and you went to Elden Ring? Can you do that? As a human being, can you go and say, instead of being an asshole, I could say, man, you're kind of right. I disagree a little bit, but we're gonna leave it at that. Is that so hard?
Somewhere in the multiverse, it might happen, Crispy.
Yeah.
not on this-
Multiverse. Like we gotta be in different universes. We gotta be what if for Marvel. Okay, that's what. What if?
I don't want to
What
be in
if
the zombie
a
world.
Sony fanboy actually played Xbox? What if? What if an Xbox
Can we
actually
pull it
played
back in?
Sony?
Can we pull it back in, Crispy? Pull
And yes,
Pull it back in. K-Mega, you are so good for that. By all means, sir. Pull it back in.
Pull it back in.
unless
No,
he's doing the ranting, then it's like, oh God.
Correct.
Pull it
It
back
Oh
is.
in.
hell no.
Pull it back
Oh,
in.
I was enjoying myself.
Okay.
K-Mega, you got something to say? Fucking say it.
I got news real quick.
what's
You
that?
can play Bugsnat on your phone in the cloud. Thank you.
Oh, look at that. Sir X-Man brought it back
So
to
you
the
can
cloud.
play it everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm done.
you heard that, Mega? You can
He's
play
playing with his
Bugsnax
phone
everywhere
right
now. I
now.
know you're excited, bro. I know you're excited, man.
That is exciting. Yes, it is very exciting.
Can it go up for Game of the Year again? Since it just came
Game of the year.
I think it's
You just-
continuance. Yeah, continuance
Game
game.
of
I
the
think
year.
it could be qualified for
Bugsnax.
continuing game of year. or something
It'll
like
get
that.
a nomination. The game you can play anywhere award.
Oh wow.
Nobody can do it like me.
Well,
It's
speaking
okay.
of games you can play
Lord.
everywhere, let's get back to Fortnite and Mega again. Like I said, this is a big kind of like middle finger to Apple. So Microsoft
is.
was more than happy to provide the platform to Epic for this, and Epic was more than
Right.
happy to be
They
like,
helped.
fuck
They
you.
helped Epic sue Apple. People, come on.
Yeah, but they didn't win though, from what I remember. That's why
They won in some kind of way.
the Fortnite is not on iOS. Like
Now it is.
no, it's not.
Now it is.
Well, yeah, now it is. Now it is.
they
Thanks,
changed their
thanks
mind or
That's
to
something?
what I just said.
thanks to an Apple rival. It is in Microsoft with the Xbox Cloud platform.
With the
uh,
fingers rubbing against each other, like, yeah, we got the money, motherfucker. Yeah.
Oh,
Yo, K Mega,
Lord.
what do you think about this deal? And what do you think about this initiative here? Like, I feel it's gonna bring more people into kind of like at least into curiosity with what Game Pass has to offer. If they're playing their free to play games and they're streaming them via the cloud and they're having a good experience, I'm pretty sure somehow, some way, Xbox is gonna let them know while they're in there, like, hey, check this out, like this, get Game Pass, and you can play Forza Horizon 5, you can play Halo, you could play Doom, like all these other games on your phone as well. I think it's a good move. But what are your thoughts, bro?
It's definitely a good move, and it's definitely a got you to Apple. I mean, it seems like, if anything, the only company that really kind of kiss Apple's ass is Sony, because Sony wants to be like Apple. So everybody else, they're like, nah, we're not really cool with that dude. Yeah, we know he got a lot of money, but nah, So yeah, it was definitely a gotcha moment, and definitely Microsoft was going to do that because Apple stuck it to Microsoft just like they stuck it to Epic, by not having their games being played on Apple's platform. So that is definitely the gotcha moment. But this is just another bigger take. Like, Pred was bringing up the fact that, like, maybe like 10 people are playing on the cloud, but right now this was in August of 2021. There was 23.7 million players that were playing on the cloud at that time. So it's definitely, it's gone up. Maybe not significantly, maybe it has, who knows, but it's definitely going up. And if it wasn't doing very well, then you wouldn't see everybody and everything going balls deep into it, because that's today's word. Into going into getting into cloud gaming in some way, shape, or form.
Balls
Thanks,
deep
I know,
edition.
balls deep, right?
Thanks,
So
Crispy.
and with that 23 set and with that 23.7 million players off of that, those were people paying. That's not the people that's doing it for free. That's people who paid for cloud gaming, and that generated
for Game Pass, right?
Well, no, this is just all over. Just cloud,
okay.
cloud gaming market, and it generated $1.6 billion. Think about that for a second. Like that, and who the people who were paying for that generated 1.6 billion. What Xbox is going to be doing is putting a game like Fortnite to be played anywhere, and then attract other people to do that. Then that's going to just only make it go up. And then also you look at from the projections is that the global cloud gaming market size is expected to reach 14.1 billion people by 2027, which will make the market growth to 64.1. So listen, we had the same discussion about digital downloads and stuff like that. You know, I'm about my hard copies. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right. We had that talk. And then you look at the numbers, it speaks for itself. So it's not like, us old fuddy-duddies could be sitting here talking about, don't, saying get off our lawns, do this, do that, put a goat in the damn hole, whatever. But these kids is out here doing other shit, man. I mean, that's just
Mega, real quick. I just got to throw this out here real quick. We talk about, get off our lawns and the old people, the dinosaurs and stuff like that. Dude, the oldest gamer that's on the show tonight is cloud gaming. He's buying his games digital, and he's all over the new gaming scene, bro.
Y'all, one thing about cloud gaming, and me and Ken Mega talked about it, this is true. The Japanese people love cloud gaming over there in Japan.
Well, everybody else, like, see, this is the one thing, like, people get into the echo chambers and they get into the little, and they like, it's only this way, and this is how the rest of the world reacts. No, it's not. So it's the truth, the reality is, yes, I am a person that wants to play my games on a console, on my television. But for younger people and for just all different types of people of all walks of life, but in other places in the world, they feel like, shit, I got some places to go. Maybe I want to go hiking, and then while I'm sitting and taking my break, I'll camp out or whatever. I'm gonna bring my game with me. So you know what I'm saying? I mean, look, at some point in time, the campfire songs get a little boring, or you know what I'm saying, you want to sit back and chill and play some games, even though if you ain't going to be swinging one with some chick or something. Well, I know, but you know what? but if they ain't got nobody with them, if they a third or fourth, fifth, sixth wheel, then what you think? You got your cloud, you got that cloud gaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, everybody.
I used to invite chicks over for Netflix and chill. I put the most boring ass movie on just for the.
Of course you do. You put in no crazy. You put in the worst movie of all time. What? I don't like these type of. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Want to get comfortable?
Yeah. When they do that sigh, like. I'm like, it's time. Here we go. Let's turn on this music.
Turn the heat up. Turn the heat up.
Yep. She's bored. Now it's time.
Oh, man. Can you unloosen my bra? It's kind of hot.
Oh, my God. Okay, Sir X, man.
I'm done.
Anyway. But, again, I was going to be quick on this because I know the stuff that I'm going to get down on later on in other topics. So that's what I was just going to say. It's a growing market. It's popular. This is a big move. And everybody's going to do it eventually. And even if like Amazon decides that they want to get into making a game console or whatever the case may be, guaranteed that there will, if not, they're already doing some kind of version of cloud gaming. So it is what it is, man. This is just the future. Some of us, we might not care about it, but I think the investment was smart by everybody who's trying to do it, especially what Microsoft is doing on their end, for sure.
All right, I got you, man, and I think we covered that to a large extent. We got
just don't be no third wheel on no third wheel on no campfire. And now you better bring your cloud gaming.
Yeah, and
Yes,
and a
sir.
charger.
Yeah, I'm trying to charge it because it's gonna be a long
It's gonna
night.
be a long night, bro. Yo, on that note, man, we gotta get into quite possibly what Predator came here for. All right, we need
All right,
Yes.
guys, fuck this shit on man.
we need to
Whatever,
talk
I
dude.
about
know. I still don't
Yeah.
have it.
Halo Infinite Season
Go.
2. All right,
Please
it
tell
is
me about it.
dropped. I have played it. I have thoughts. I have opinions. And I'm pretty sure everybody else on the panel does as well. I do want
Except me.
to drop in real quick. Just share a couple of my thoughts on this. First off, Last Spartan Standing, really good mode, And guys, you're gonna hear positives and negatives from me because I feel like uh I feel like at the studio right now, this is a clusterfuck that's going on in terms of them getting content out and again 343. When I realized that they were trying to please the masses and a certain uh a certain section of the Halo community, I I, I knew there was trouble brewing, man. I was like, dude, why are you doing that? You should just follow what your idea of Halo was moving into the future. But Last Spartan Standing, I like it. I really do like it. It's a great change of pace when you go from Team Slayer, which is so frantic, so fast paced, and everything's just going like 100 miles an hour. You go from that to this Last Spartan Standing, where you only have 6 lives. Once you're 6 live, once you die 6 times, you're out of it. It's basically an elimination mode where as you get kills in the game, your weapons upgrade. So you start with a disruptor and a sidekick. When you get your first kill, then you get your disruptor and the mangler. All right, you get another kill, and I believe you get the AR and the mangler, and then you get another kill. You get like the commando and your AR, and it keeps going up.
Seen that mode before in games.
And I think that's really cool. I like it. It's a big map. It's one of their 2 new maps. It's a big map. When I first got in there, I didn't check out the map in kind of like custom games to see like, in terms of directions and where people might go and stuff like that. So when I first went in there the first couple times, it was no bueno because I was working when it dropped, so I know I was playing against people that already had hours under their belt and at least had some knowledge of the map. But the more I learned the map, it was a lot better. Uh, the thing about it is this mode, Last Spartan Standing, is not a mode that is going to stay in the list of game modes. This mode is dedicated to the the seasonal event that's going on right now.
What?
Yes. Yes, it's not going to be there every single week. This seasonal
Oh my
event is going
God.
on for 2 weeks. All right? But after those 2 weeks, this game mode is not going to be in the lineup that you can pick, and I
What
feel
kind of
that
crap is that?
that is not good. That is not good at all, man. I don't know. I don't even have words for that. You only have a couple new modes in here. You only have a couple new maps, and then one of the modes is tied to a seasonal event. So you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get to play it every single week. I think that's not good. Put that together with here's some more negatives. Skill jumping. With this update for the season, there are certain things that Halo has become known for. All right, and in the multiplayer, people figure out different ways to jump and get around the map. Like you'll find like um a fuse box on a wall that your character can like get its foot on and then jump up to the second level area where people are running and stuff. And throughout all the Halos, throughout history, throughout the franchise, there has always been these little areas that people have found out and figured out. Up until Halo 5, there were certain ways that I was moving around certain maps in Halo 5 that people were like, "Yo, how the hell did you get up there?" And it's a Halo thing. Skill jumps to be able to get from one part of the map to another quickly. It seems like they went in and they cut all of that out. They cut it all out. Like there is none of that. Not only that, they're slide jumping to make you kind of like move quicker throughout the map. They took that out as well. They literally
What?
Yeah, they took out all these things that Halo in its multiplayer state is known for. And it really pissed off the community. People are like, wow, they're just they're basically taking fun away from the game. Now, they did take out certain things in the campaign that I don't necessarily have a problem with. That glitch with the tank gun, they stopped that. They got that out of there, and they stopped that. I'm not that doesn't really affect me too much. And when it comes to something so OP, within the campaign, I can kind of see that. But what they're doing to the multiplayer, and the fact that I feel like the content that they gave for this season, not in terms of aesthetics that they're gonna put in the store or anything like that, but the actual gameplay content with the maps and the modes, uh, it is really difficult for me to see this as a 6-month season. Uh, I think the seasons are too long, and I think 343 really needs to go back and kind of rethink how they're distributing the content for this games as a service. Now, um, these are things that Bungie have kind of went through and overcome when it's come to Destiny in terms of getting their content out. There was a few seasons in there where they were rehashing like old weapons and kind of reskinning them and trying to put them out there as new weapons because they were creating new content for that next big expansion coming out and then kind of moving forward from there. So I'm not saying this is strictly a 343 issue, but I am saying that they have hit a wall that they really need to kind of go back and kind of reflect and try to restructure how they're doing things because I don't think they're giving enough content for as long as they are making these seasons. But when it's all said and done, this is Halo. The multiplayer still does feel really good. I do like the new maps. I played King of the Hill on the smaller new PvP map, and I apologize, guys, for not remembering the names to them. But that was a really cool map. It's a really cool map. Forerunner structure, multiple tiers. You got bridges going in different directions. I did have a lot of fun with that. Again, my only issue with the content is I don't feel like this is enough content to support a 6-month season. Who wants to talk about season 2 on the panel first?
I deferred to K Mega.
Okay.
Well, we'll go to
I prefer
Pred.
to never.
Pred don't even want to talk about it. Pred don't want.
All right, we'll go to Sir X Man.
Go to Sir X Man. Sir X Man, have you tried Halo Infinite season 2 yet, man?
Not yet, but I was trying to get some time in this weekend.
Oh, okay.
But
So I guess it is the first. Okay, no, you want
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, K Mega.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So, I have not yet had a chance to play the new map. I mean, I where did you see that map? Where did you get? Is that in the arena area?
The smaller PvP map?
The small.
Yeah, I played it in King of the Hill.
Okay, I played for a while. I played all day.
It's called Cough.
The other day. What'd you say? It's called Cough.
Cough.
Okay,
or,
yeah, no, I have not played
or
Cough.
Crispy, or it's called King of the Hill. Either way, it could
Oh,
go either way.
The
I
originator
thought you
has
said
given
about
you
the-
something.
Okay. So either way, I have not played the new map, but I have played a lot of the new bigger map. And I'm not the biggest a battle royale fan. I'm not. I think it. I'm glad for people who like it, but it's just not my thing. But I will say it has sparked my interest. I have played it and enjoyed it, and so that's a plus. Overall, man, look. I mean, let's just be. I mean, you got to just keep it fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not enough. It's bite size, and this was the problem that I was saying, and that you agreed with, Don agreed with, even One Bad Mother, all of us that's deep into Halo like that. Like, you cater to these Bungie Halo fans, it's gonna backfire. Keep your vision, do what you need to do, and don't look back. Don't look back, because if you do, you're gonna have this type of problem. And now you have another issue, which is which I do agree, which this will be something that I'll definitely talk about tomorrow night, is have certain games, especially it's in the fighting community as well, but has that 1% of the competition gamers have the biggest say-so over everything else when it comes to multiplayer games. And if that's so, which it looks like it, then that's a travesty. Because nobody, because no, hold on, but we let you spin. Let me spin.
I like talking to you guys. I like going back and forth with you guys.
Okay, well, just let me make this point.
This is not a phone conversation. It's a goddamn podcast. You're sitting there, take your turn.
I don't see a difference, Fred. I don't see a difference.
What were you gonna say, Bob? What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, like, I hear what you're saying when it comes to the competitive side, but let's be real. Halo 5's multiplayer was heavily reliant on the competitive community, the pro gamers, and it is, in my opinion, the best multiplayer that they have come out with in the Halo franchise.
That is right, but the game didn't deviate from what it was. It always stayed what it was.
It was still Halo.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Well, some people will tell you that it's not, but but the game never deviated from what, when you first started playing Halo 5, to taking away things like they did in Infinite that got people pissed off, because the competition people were pissed off because now, like, you got regular people.
Oh, the melee, stuff like
that.
Yeah,
when they nerfed the melee, and then like they're taking away like the double jump and slide thing and all of that. So that's where the community is so pissed off with the situation. Like, look, it's a sandbox. I can do crazy shit in order for me to play this game, and then I can record this. And so what if I'm doing this to somebody that is making a lot of money on at Evo, or not Evo, but at whatever the game Halo tournaments are, or whatever. HCS. Yeah. So that to me is bullshit. And that is why I get it, but you made all these things, and I was wondering why those certain videos went away, because there was one of the developers or whatever, he's always showing different cool things that you can do within Halo to have an advantage. Like you can jump on a step and you can hide this way. You can do this. Look, the game is meant to be fun, not to be where everybody is sweaty, being over competitive. Because what you're going to do, and this is what happens in fighters. That's why I always say about my situation, I'm going to be on my crispy right now, kind of go left. And this is where the one thing where fighters have the biggest problem is that when you have just a regular average or below average fighter that interested into that game, and then they go in, and then because you taking away something that maybe somebody could have an advantage in and have some fun, you want it to be extra sweaty for certain type of gamers, and that's bullshit, because that's when you lose your fan base. So again, listening to whoever is whatever. But okay. So the maps is great. I haven't played the new map. The other big map is really, really fun. Big team battle. Capture the flag was a blast on that map. So I'm sure the other map is going to be absolutely fun. They know how to make great maps. But the one thing to me that bothers me overall is that this was the perfect solution. If you're going to give us 2 maps, then why don't you give us 3 old maps? It's perfect. This would not only kind of wet the palate and satisfy to get through those 6 months, but if you sit there, but get through those 6 months, you sit here and like, okay, you got the 2 maps coming out, and then you advertise here next month, we're going to be giving Blood Gulch. And then the next month after that, they give, just whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Just lockout in mid-shift.
Well, yeah, but like I'm saying, like you just whatever. But I'm saying it would be perfect to kind of separate those and put those 3 maps. And so therefore that makes up to 4 to 5 months. So then you have people that's anticipating like, oh, I cannot wait to play this or to play that or to play this. And then that just still that gets people like truly invested back into it because it brings back that nostalgia again. You have an old map that's going to be revamped and looking great, and you know what I'm saying, under the Series X and Series S and all of that, looking better than it's ever looked. And then on top of that, having this new play style of Spartan, it's with the grappling hooks and all these other new weapons and abilities, it would be nuts. But for some fucking reason, they got themselves into a pickle trying to sit here and meet expectations by throwing the game out on November 15th, and they knew that game wasn't ready. They should have just waited. They should have held it, took the L, but it wasn't going to stop people from playing the game, though. It wouldn't have stopped people from playing the game when the game released, when you dropped season 2, because you would have had season 1 already available, and then you would have had season 2 already in the back burner, and then that would have gave them plenty of time to where they would have got everything situated for season 3. And then when we truly see when Halo is at its full capacity is when you have season 4, because that's when everything is going to be there. But that's a year away. Right now, you only got So what's going to happen is that people are going to play this mode. People are liking this mode, and like you said, in a couple of weeks, it's going to be gone. Then people are going to play those, get a chance to play those other 2 maps, and then they're going to get their feel of it. In about what I say at the max, a month or 2, and then you're going to have the same situation all over again until you bring co-op. Like that, the strategy is ass. It is, and it's and I'm a huge 343 supporter.
Yeah,
but
I love the studio. Love the studio.
I love the studio.
Give them the smoke.
But you got to give them the smoke. You got to let them have it. I mean, because they catered too much to the old Bungie fan, and look what they did. They abandoned Halo. They abandoned Halo and went to Master Chief Collection. And then on top of that, then they complained that then you took things away, listening to the competitive group inside, and now you got people who continuously played the game now frustrated because certain things that they used to do are gone. And that to me is, you can't, once you have the formula, because everybody loved the formula, just wish that there was a few certain things to be done, some tweaks here, tweaks there. Everybody loved the multiplayer, how it was when we played through the beta. To do all these changes, to nerf certain guns to where they're almost fucking useless is
just because of one gun as well. It's
right,
not even
right.
because of the guns that they when it comes to the melee nerf. It's not because the melee was too powerful. It's because they people were complaining about the mangler. That handgun. And when you come down with the melee on that one with the 2 blades, people complain that was too OP, which it really wasn't. Like, dude, I don't know how many times I took people out that came at me with the mangler. You just keep your distance from them, and they can't hit you with it. Like that. Oh man.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
No. I just was saying, there were other ways to do. And I'm not a person that's sitting up in there with 343, but it makes sense. I'm pretty sure everybody that's listening to this, that's a Halo fan, would have sit there and looked at this situation like, yeah, that makes sense. throw a couple of, if you don't have enough maps because you're still trying to get everything together to get to season 3 and to get to season 4, which is the home run part of everything of what everybody's expecting from this multiplayer. Just throw in some old maps. That's all you got to do. Just bring some old maps. That's it. Like, bring some of the favorites in, and it's not like you have a short supply of old Halo maps. I mean, you can bring back anything from Halo. Well, see, I'm not going to go there. I'm not a developer, but I'm sure. But you would assume that it wouldn't be that hard.
It's a new engine. That would be the only thing. Like, they would have to build it again from the ground up.
Right.
Yeah, but you already have the maps to build from. It's not that hard to revamp a map.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, see, on this one, I wish Don was here to probably give an explanation better on if that would be a problem or not, because I don't know. I'm not a developer. I'm not going to try to go there with that. But you would think that would be a solution, because who's sitting in the room saying, okay, we're going to give these guys 2 maps for 6 months? Yes, that is perfect. Everybody's going to be on. Who's sitting in the damn boardroom saying that that's the way? Like, the way that they got the maps constructed is absolutely, everything is absolutely perfect. Like I'll take your word for it. I ain't played the smaller map, but the way that the big map is constructed is so fucking fun. So that's not the problem. That's the thing about 343 that I love. They know what they're doing when it comes to that aspect of it. But it's the management aspect that is just blowing my mind.
Isn't that what frustrates you the most?
There asking that?
Isn't that what frustrates you the most? Like, they make quality maps. The gameplay, the game modes are quality game modes, and then their management and how they distribute the content, and then some of the stupidest decisions that they make.
The game is high quality. Listen, this is the reality, and I said this to Don. And Don had Don was waiting. Don, you know how Don feels about it, but like, this would be it's unbelievable to me. If this wasn't a free to play, I don't know how people would take this. Because if you had to pay for this game. Now, if the game was only just $60, $60 for everything, okay. But it wasn't going to be that way. So if you do it with it's $60 and then you have the microtransactions aspect to it, oh my God. And that's the sad thing about it. The game, everything else except for the way that the game is being managed with its content is fire. The game is great. Yeah, people can say what they want to about the story aspect of it, because some people say graphically it doesn't hold up. In some places you can look and you like, yeah, it could use some more polish. In other places you like, damn, this looks next gen. But regardless of the fact of it, is that the blueprint of how they wanted to have this structured is just baffling to me. And now it makes sense why they were going to try to do everything separate, because they knew that they were so far behind on the multiplayer aspect of it, because they wanted to fix the single player, I guess, put more polish to the single player. And listen, you know what I'm saying? I mean, some people don't want to hear excuses about the pandemic, but obviously, because there's so many games that's had issues behind the pandemic, that maybe that was another issue as well. But damn, the management on this situation after, I mean, we're still in the pandemic, but we're at a better place now than where we were 2 years ago. I mean, there's got to be a better plan on this, man. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, they told us what they're going to do, but I am at this point now highly frustrated.
It comes down to one point, man.
Check this out.
343 is shooting their own selves in the foot.
All right, real quick, Sir X-Man, and I'll let you continue off that. I just want to, shout out to the chat real quick. Guys in the chat, let us know if you played Season 2. Let us know what you think about it. Again, when it comes down to it, we are not saying that the season is not good. We're not saying that the content that came out is not premium content. All right. The game modes are fire. So, like, with the game modes being fire, why aren't the new modes just constantly in, the the game for us to play on a weekly basis? Why is one tied to the seasonal event? Now,
Should be permanent.
last season there was a seasonal event that had attrition, and now attrition is a game mode that is in the pool of multiplayer game modes that you can pick on a weekly basis. So that tells me that Last Spartan Standing next season will be in that pool that you will be able to pick it every single week, regardless of the event that's going on. But that just leads to the problem of somebody at 343 thought that 6 months was the perfect timing for a season when again, like K Mega said, they're only coming out with a handful of new modes, 2 new maps. Of course, they have a ton of new armor. We actually got 2 new armor cores, and they have different armor pieces for the ones that we do have that are either out now or are coming out this season as well. The 6 month thing is the biggest issue, and again, seeing the talent that they have there, and when they do come out with content, how good it is. It's just baffling. And another thing, K Mega, and again, I compare this to this studio because this studio, when it comes to their game, through their 2 iterations of this franchise, have learned a lot. Okay, and that is Bungie. When it came to them taking out the skill jumps and the jump slide technique and stuff like that, they haven't said anything about it either. They haven't addressed the community. Whereas Bungie, whether or not you like what they say about what they're doing in the game, they come out and explain things. They say why they're doing it. Of course, there are people out there who be like, well, that's absolute bullshit, this, that, or whatnot. But they're out there talking to the community on a weekly basis. I think that's something that 343 needs to really learn how to do. Not just putting out maybe their little show here and there or whatnot, but actually be out there social media wise and
Well,
having a weekly update when it comes to this game and the content, addressing people, letting them know that they hear what they're saying and they're going to be looking into this, looking into that. But you don't see a lot of that from 343 right now.
Well, because for one, they were getting like destroyed when they were on there, and
Bungie
they
gets
shut
destroyed all the time by their community.
I understand that. I understand that because they're assholes to newcomers, so I get it. But
No, for real.
But
For real.
but the one thing to me that is and I mean I'm pretty sure people already heard this, but I mean there's speculation going out that this is like what they're going to do with Halo with Halo Infinite is going to be pretty much what they did with Destiny 1. And then they're going to make another Halo.
I heard they're already working on another Halo project.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like they're going to this was supposed to be a 10-year deal, but that's what I'm saying. This is so much like Destiny, but the first
Halo Wars 3.
I don't know. They might be.
Was never made by 343 though.
Yeah, but it was never made by 343.
Well, maybe they're rethinking that.
No, that Halo Wars will stick. Halo Wars will stick with who made Halo Wars.
Was it certain?
Who made Halo
Certain
Wars?
Affinity?
I don't know.
Certain Affinity.
You
So-
know, I bet you
Aren't
if
they
we
making the
had
game
paid for
for-
DLC for Halo,
Mhm.
I bet you the stuff would be coming out faster.
If they did
bet.
what? If they were what?
If we had to pay for the new DLC coming out, I bet you this stuff would be coming out faster.
No, I just think it was just a situation where they were conflicted on how to do this, and then there was setbacks about how because the structure of how their of how the microtransactions and how slow it was to get your to level up to where it was kind of forcing you to where you
I
was going to
remember that.
have to use that was a setback. So they had to fix that because everybody felt like the way that it was when we were playing the beta was perfect. And matter of fact, I think the way that they have it now is back to the way that they had it during the betas. So that was perfect. And I don't think anybody you're going to have your people that's going to spend the max to get everything right then and there, and you're going to have people that's going to grind. But you can't force people to pay money when they want to grind. And that's exactly what they had to do to make that change. But if they do this, then I mean, look, at this point, I mean, shit, just do what you got to do. They're going to get ripped for it regardless. So if those rumors are true, if all that speculation is true, that they're going to be working on another Halo, and then this is pretty much this version of this Halo is whatever, and then they already got the slip space engine out there. They already know how to work it and use it. So by the time that you get to another Halo, I'm pretty sure that there'll be like maybe some DLC stuff that drops. But by the time you get to another Halo, then that'll be what
had the next gen consoles.
Yeah, most people have next gen consoles. It will be next gen only, and then you will have pretty much the shit will be there like by 2024, 2025 max. So it won't be that long. So I don't know. I mean, just take your L's. Just do what you got to do. I mean, what's going to happen is that the multiplayer is still going to be out here and viable. And by 2023, everything will be better for the multiplayer, and everything should be up. Forge will be out, so it'll be in a good space. But for right now, they just got to take the L on it. They just got to take the L.
Yo, shout out to Dragonheart Yobi in the chat.
Oh,
He said, someone on one of his teams or something submitted suggestions to 343 team to help with the issues, and 343 deleted them.
Damn. I mean, it's this. I mean, this is the thing, right? Like, they're so torn, and that's why I kept saying it. I know that there's some Halo fans out there that don't like the way I say it, but damn it, if you look at how Santa Monica did God of War, and look at it now, because they did it their way. They gave it. They had a vision, and it worked. That's what I
prefer the old God of War, but I
prefer I prefer the old God of War too. But there's no denying how good how good the damn Santa Monica not Santa Monica, because Santa Monica's made them all, but Cory Barlog version of God of War is. And so let people bitch and complain about Halo 5, but what did I tell you guys? People are going to start saying, "Oh, Halo 5 wasn't so bad after all."
I saw people downloading Halo 5 again, bro.
And
I love Halo 5 multiplayer.
And there's people that still. So all you had to do was just sit here and just keep your vision of what they're doing, and that's probably why dude got up and said, "You know what? I'm packing my shit and I'm going to another studio. Y'all can have this.
Fuck this shit. I'm out.
I mean, I don't know why they didn't keep some of the game modes from Halo 5 and put them in Infinite.
Warzone.
I know you're talking about Warzone and Breakout.
Warzone,
two exceptional
Breakout,
new game modes.
yes,
I love Breakout.
Warzone, Infected, and all that shit should have already been here.
Yeah.
So, before you did this attrition and this other new mode, this BR mode, that shit should be in season 3 or coming at the end of coming in somewhere season 3. You bring what got people to play the multiplayer. What got you there? And that's the problem right there. And even though you will still have those people that are like, "Oh, I didn't like Halo 5 shit." Now, you did everything that you was supposed what you could to make the game feel more nostalgic. And what did they do? They still dogging your shit out. They're still talking about it's not good enough. You'll never please the Bungie Halo fan. Never. And I don't care how many of the Bungie people are there at 343, they only see 343. So just have your vision and just do what you need to do to make the best quality Halo that you can. Mm-hmm. Don't be told Just make it. Just do it with because people always scream about, and this is my last thing I'm saying. People always bitch and complain about creative freedom. And there's people out here that don't want these people to have that creative freedom, and that is wrong.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
man.
but sometimes, K Mega, you give people too much freedom instead of, you know what I'm saying, like the initiative, for example. Instead of getting on them to get it done. You got too many people on working for you not to get this stuff done.
That's not
at least a moderate rate.
No, because Sony does it all the time. Look how long the Last of Us 2 came out. Look how long it took before that game.
Yeah, I know about making the game. I know about that.
Yeah,
that's
so
a
I don't.
different thing.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like people have been saying, people can't say one thing and then change up and say another. And we've had too much of that.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
No, I agree. I agree 100%, man. And again, when it comes down to it, one thing I do like about the Xbox community, and there are diehard extremists on every platform. Let's get this straight. But one thing I do like about when it comes to Xbox, people will stand up and say when something's not right. They won't just sit there and be like, yeah, no, just give me more. Oh, is that shit on my dish? Oh man, I love it. 343. Just give me more. And the thing about it with 343, again, the content that they came out with is really good. All right, but the amount of content for a 6-month season, it doesn't balance. It doesn't even out. And
After waiting for 6 months. No.
that doesn't and the funny thing is when you look at other games like in similar genre, you look at first person shooter game as a service, like I do constantly, I go back to Destiny because it is a game that I've played a lot. And you know why I played it a lot? Because they have perfected the amount of time per season, right? And the content in those seasons. They do 3-month seasons with a seasonal event that goes throughout the entire season.
We have one every month, right? Every month is a seasonal event. And,
no. They have one seasonal event that will go throughout the entire 3 months. It'll evolve from week to week
cool.
because it's attached to the storyline. And
right.
I obviously 343 saw that and they started doing that with season 2. If you guys saw the beginning, there's a beginning cinematic when it comes to the beginning of season 2.
I was about to watch it. I had it on my PC.
Yeah, there's a cinematic with it, and it's pretty cool. So I'm glad I'm glad that they're doing that. That was really cool and kind of like what they're showing and kind of like the evolution of what's going on between like the UNSC and the Banished and what the Banished are doing to kind of like combat things that the UNSC has that they don't. It's really cool. It's really cool. So they got that, but that 3-month season that Bungie does with the amount of content, and what they do is they have enough maps for the PvP that they'll rotate a couple out for those 3 months and they'll put 2 new ones in, and they'll and they'll keep doing that. So like they got that formula down. And the reason why I keep coming back to that is like 343 needs to look over there and see what they can do that would be in a similar nature. I'm not telling them to copy them absolutely when it comes down to that, but they got to realize that 6 months is just, it's too long for the amount of content that they're giving per season. And then go ahead.
Let me read this, and then because Fred and everybody else ain't talking about this stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? If you want to talk more about Halo, you can come on GRG tomorrow because I'm going to.
Well, I'm working tomorrow, but
okay.
I'm working all weekend, bro.
But crazy Greek dude saying there's a part from there saying, "Hey Spartans, this week has been bumpy," and it says that definitely wasn't our goal. We are indeed taking your feedback to heart, especially regarding map jumps, speed running. we're reviewing options, and we'll have more news to come. You shouldn't even took it out. Who there said, man, we got to take this out, man? This is, because they must have had a moment where they were getting thrashed by regulars. And then, what I'm saying? Man, let's take this shit out. Is that what happened? I don't know. Like, why? Why would you do that? Why would you
Stay
do
with the horse that got you to the
That's right.
the
Get
stable.
to
You
the
know what I'm
game.
saying?
Right. Yeah. Stick with what's
You
got you to the game.
don't take. It's like when like certain games that I know always change the time. Time to kill. When the time to kill felt fine for everybody else, but you had your few little naggers that made them change it. And like for instance, in a battlefield, don't change what got you to the dance. If you made it, leave it where it was.
Mm.
You know,
Well, I'm
what I'm
glad.
saying, K
I'm
Megan.
glad that they
Yeah.
at least addressed the situation. They said more to come. Now what that does for me personally, I'm like, all right, well now I'm gonna be on the lookout for something more to be stated soon. You know what I'm saying? Not like more to come. And hey, when the next season comes around, we'll put that shit back in. Like no, that's not good enough. Because your
That's just
season
saying,
is
spot,
half a year.
X spot.
What happened?
What you're saying is it's something me and K Mega said last week about a certain situation. Either you go big or you go home. You just don't, you just don't bring out a little taste of something 6 months later. You go big or you go home. And I don't think 343 understands that concept. I know the windows are tight and your productions might be tight, but you can do better than what you did. I'm gonna play those modes, but I know you could give us more for 6 months.
The last thing I'm gonna say on this before we wind down and everything, like
Yeah.
it is amazing to see what has happened with 343 going from Halo 5 to Halo Infinite. In terms of the multiplayer, Halo 5 could have been a game as a service. Like every single month, they were coming out with new maps and
Yep.
new skins, new modes. They were doing their damn thing when it came to Halo 5, and they were supporting that like crazy. They they went from that to this, and I have no idea how. I'm
They
literally
put Halo
scratching my
5
head
on the
like
map. They
like
put it on the map.
did everybody at this studio, did they all have some type of head trauma and they completely forgot what they did, that even non-Halo players, when it came to Halo 5, they might have said, "Oh, the story was garbage." But I didn't see anybody talking shit about the multiplayer.
Oh, they lived in the multiplayer,
When it
but
came
they
down to it,
lived in it.
they're like, "Oh, the
Either
story."
people didn't play, either people didn't play it and they talk shit about it, or people were playing the multiplayer like hell. That's it. I
Because
mean,
look at K Mega and Don. They know life Halo 5. I mean, they know life it. They did. While you was playing Destiny, they was no life in
Yeah, Sir X Man, they
Halo, bro.
definitely. I never know life Halo 5. Trust me, man. When you
Miss
get a
out on the
chance,
fun, bro.
go ahead and check out my time on Halo 5, because that was before they really went hard on it.
Oh, you got smoked, bro.
I wouldn't say smoke, bro. I wouldn't say
They
smoke.
smoked you, bro. They smoked you.
And if that's the case, I could always like switch the topic as a certain J Dub likes to do, and be like, yeah, well, you guys spoke from that. Check out whatever happened to the Forza Hub, because
Who
man,
the
I was
fuck
so
is
far
that
ahead.
guy?
I was so far ahead in how many Forzas I've played than these guys were. But yeah, guys, again, definitely go in, check it out, try it out. The new game mode is fun. You got a little what? Let's see, you got a little less than 2 weeks on that mode. But King of the Hill, I really want to get people
I love
together.
King of the Hill.
I want to get people together to play King of the Hill, so this way we have some type of communication. But absolutely love cough. I love
Uh,
cough. Is that better?
No,
PS.
thank you for using a
I
Gears term that's been there forever.
Is that better?
I played I played the Master
Well,
Chief. You know, with the
King of the Hill
update
was
they
in
had
Halo
real
before
quick,
Gears, sir.
and
No.
the
Yes, it
update
was.
to the
Here's
Master
3.
Chief, the update to the Master Chief collection, dude, it's fire now. It's fire now.
Yeah,
It runs smooth.
Yo, Mega, remember what you said about the old maps? Now, the only thing I can say why as a possibility why they didn't do that is they're still worried about MCC for some reason. Master Chief Collection. They don't want to step on toes that way. Maybe.
Master Chief is hot on PC, and people
You
still play it on
can
Xbox.
still bring
No,
a couple of those older maps.
Yeah, I'm not saying that
on
it's not a good idea. I'm just trying to
Right.
again some of the
try to
decisions.
justify why they didn't
I'm trying to
do that.
figure out
I
like
don't know.
yeah, but
Yeah,
guys,
I brought that point up, and a lot of people thought, well, we don't know why either. She said that's a different team. Well, you need to get that team over there at Halo Infinite. That's all I'm gonna say, because they did a magnificent job after this. How many gig update that was? Like 20 something gig update to Master Chief Collection that I got.
Yeah, you know
It's
they're
beautiful,
focused on
dude.
Griffball this coming week. Like, yeah, it's on and popping over there at MCC Nation. But the only thing is, 3/4 of that game my Spartan can't run in, so I'm not playing that shit. Pretty much. But
Your partner can run if you're playing the
you're
Halo
playing Halo
3
One,
or
Halo
Halo
Two,
4
Halo
version.
3. No, you're not running, and I'm not. That's so dated in my
Yeah, I
opinion.
can't go
Like,
back.
I hate
Yeah, I
that,
can't go
man.
back to that.
You
Oh
gotta go back to Halo 5, wouldn't you?
I'll
Mhm.
go Halo 4, Halo 5. Yeah, that's cool. But I'm
And
still
Infinite.
playing Halo Infinite. Don't get it twisted, man. Like I said, I
I
do
know.
like the modes. It's just that it's like I don't see it lasting 6 months for me. Is what I'm saying. But guys, on that
Look what
note,
Fred put in the chat.
yeah, we still talking Halo. Well, Pred, we went from talking Halo to basically winding down the show. Yo, huge shout out to the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We are here every Thursday, 8 p.m. to talk all the latest gaming news, to give you the good, the bad, and sometimes the ugly when it comes down to it. It depends on who our guests are at that point in time. But again, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. But like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in. And let's see. Let's start with Pred since he woke up. Yo, Predator. Pred, I know you love that Halo talk, man, and I'm glad that I was able to give it to you in such abundance tonight. But what do you got for your sign off, man? What's up?
I got nothing, man. I'll see y'all next week. I'll drink this. Actually, wait. What week is this? Hold on. I'll be out of town. I'm gonna miss not next week's show, the week after. I'll be in Tampa, so get my bronze on and working on some OnlyFans content for
You
Dark.
say get
All
your
right. Well,
bra
see, you
on?
can make up for that by
Bronze on.
joining
Oh,
me
okay.
for my live reaction for the Xbox showcase if you want. I'm just saying.
What day is that? What day is that?
June 12th.
Sunday.
No. So I'll be in the post show maybe. So I'll be here the 12th. I'll be on the. Wait. So are we doing the show on the 12th?
I'm doing a live reaction. I don't know who's
And then we're
joining
gonna do a show the same day
The 12th is a
because that would be
Sunday.
Thursday. The 12th is a Tuesday or Thursday. I
It's
mean.
a Sunday.
It's a
You
Sunday.
talking about June or May?
June.
Talk about June.
Okay, never mind. So yeah,
Wow.
that's next month, man. Why are we talking about
Put the
that?
bottle down, bro. Put the bottle down, bro.
You didn't give me a month, motherfucker. You told me fucking the
I said
12th.
June.
I'm thinking like next
Yo,
week.
guys, did I not say June 12th?
Rewind the tape.
Yeah, I
didn't
know.
say what date at all
it's
today.
literally on my YouTube channel. Yeah.
That's fine. I'll rewind it later. I don't have a bottle in my hand. I'm still drinking the same glass I've drank since I got here.
Yeah, well, you can drink the same glass. You
I
just
fell
keep
asleep.
How
in
big is the glass,
Halo for
Fred? How big is
45
the
minutes.
glass?
All right,
There's
guys.
no
I mean,
alcohol. Hey, there's not enough alcohol in my system right now to listen to y'all talk about Halo for fucking 35 minutes.
I mean, but shit. I mean, we can't talk about Battlefield because that shit is dead too. So
Exactly. So is Halo. So I love how you put the word "two" on the end of that, but we still talk about Halo.
yeah. Halo for the win forever. I love
Forever.
As I
Halo.
was.
Halo
I love
over
it. I
Battlefield,
love
no
it.
doubt.
Yeah.
Yo,
There's
let's.
an update for Battlefield. We'll talk about that for 35 minutes too.
We can if you want to. You can take
No.
over. You and Crispy can take over. We'll just shut up, and then me and Bach can go to sleep.
Me?
Uh,
What the fuck
I
am I
won't- I
getting
won't-
left in with
Hey.
Battlefield for?
I won't even see. I'm a better host than that. I won't even bore the community with Halo talk and some boring ass game like
Yo,
Battlefield no one
listen,
plays.
it's not all about what Fred
Wow.
wants, okay? It is
Wow.
I wouldn't even
not
made that
all
a
about-
topic. Oh, DLC. Let's have a 45-minute conversation with 4 panel members about
It's not
DLC.
DLC. It's an entire
Xbot just got
season.
bought out by Pred.
Wow.
Well, I got bought out for how much? I could use the money right now. Well, how much?
$2.
Man.
$1.
A game,
Oh, no,
a free game
it's
pass.
not going to do anything. I do not agree to those terms, man.
Damn.
Yo, let's get to
wow.
the outro of the man who just absolutely got no credit tonight. And trust me, I saw it in the chat multiple times. He is on multiple shows as well. And I know he's going to drop his social media, possibly his gamer tag. I don't know. Crispy, what do you got for us, man?
I got nothing for you, bro.
Nothing?
0. You get 0 likes, motherfucker.
Wow.
At Crispy Bomb on Twitter. That is all. Good night. And happy Mother's Day to all you moms.
Happy Mother's Day to you, Crispy.
Um,
Wow.
I better check between my legs real quick.
Oh
Just
no!
saying.
Yeah, if you do that, mute yourself. Let's see. K Mega, you already talked about the show tomorrow night. I know it's gonna be a fire show, man. Especially if you talk that sweet Halo business. I know a lot of people are gonna want to tune in. What else you got going on when it comes to GRG and of course YouTube streaming, all that good stuff, bro.
Apologies. I mean, I was telling people about the new podcast, and then of course it fizzled. So I have to make some other arrangements on what we do. It probably won't make it a live show for a little while. I'll probably have to do it be a recording and then get everything else set. By going with that. But yeah, GRG will be tomorrow. The ladies will not be there tomorrow because D will be D is going to be celebrating our Mother's Day weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's a special moment for her. And then Robs will not be there. So Minchie will step in. So you know what I'm saying? So that will be awesome to have Minchie come through. You know what I'm saying? I always gotta have a lady there. Gotta have a lady.
I should be able to be there tomorrow.
You know
I
what
don't
I'm
have
saying?
to go out of town.
If you got, you just go ahead and go if you want to. It's all right.
No, my sister's at the hospital. She's okay, dude.
Oh, she's all right. Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. God bless. God bless.
She's on a lot of medication, but she all right.
Hey man, she all right. She's class. She's.
You said she's your sister, right? Of course, she's on a
Yeah.
lot of medication, man.
Oh, yeah, dealing with him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm about to be on some medication anyway. So
I knew that was
check out the GRG podcast, 8:00 Central, 9:00 Eastern, 6:00 Pacific, 11:00 Australian time. Don't even know what the hell it is. And then like 2 a.m. for you night owls out there, GMT time. So yeah, come and check us out. Really do appreciate the turnout for people who came through to watch later. You know what I'm saying? It was great. I finally, there was another issue that I found out what was going on. Now, I don't know. I got to ask this question, Bot. I do. No, this is just a quick question. Okay, have you ever had a situation to where like YouTube sit there and you had to renew your monetization stuff? Did you ever get anything like that? Before?
It happened at one point in time where where you went into your settings and you set it for on, but when you go to stream, like it constantly says off, and you have to turn it back on.
Well, no, like, okay, so how I found out about it, like, I was wondering what was going on. Like, I mean, I knew I had the copy claims because of the music situation I was talking about, but I was like, what's going on here? Like, I'm like, what's happening here? I'm like, no revenue, nothing. Like, why isn't it 0? And I'm like, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? But then I finally look, and there was a thing that I had to renew. And so I was like, oh, okay. So I renewed it. And then, so now I get all that. So I get hit back in that algorithm and shit. Cause I was wondering what was happening. Like, I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, what is going on? But okay, now I know. So
honestly, I
don't even know. YouTube confuses the hell out of me.
I haven't
don't even know.
I haven't checked revenue like per video, per show. And like,
I went damn near like two and a half months without any revenue. Because this is almost this month thing is just started, but yeah, like I was like, well, damn, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, okay, well, whatever the case may be, and I'm like, well, hold on, people's getting super chats, what? And so then I just went ahead and I looked in there, and then because off of a survey, and then I seen it, and I looked, and I was like, well, I'll be damned. So you don't get that back shit back, that back money back. They're like, nah, we keep that, son. I'm like, oh well, that's the case. I don't do it for the money anyway, but it's all good. But yeah, no. What'd you say?
Yo, Crispy in the chat. I don't know if you read. Yo, this last thing he said, I have no idea, but that's hilarious.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway, but it is hilarious. But anyway, all right. But check out the Fight Night Sunday. What happened? What's wrong? What are you saying?
I was reading what Crispy said.
Oh, okay. Fight Night Sunday. It was really good. Hey, man, check it out. I got probably the biggest, one of the biggest, I've ever had ultras put on me. I beat this dude's ass. Was trying to go for the tying match, and he demolished me with that ultra. I posted it on Twitter. It was bad. 124 hits. That's the biggest I've ever seen. So it was a monster. But yeah, come and check out Fight Night Sunday every Sunday night. And yeah, I'm done. Okay.
Nice, bro. Nice. And
perm your balls. What?
Yeah.
You want to perm the hair on your balls.
Perm your balls, then. Perm your
I
balls.
bet Crispy does that because I can see his hair long, and so he might have the same thing. He might have the bush down there too.
He's got
so
the tube curls. He's got the tube curls like Snoop Dogg used to rock, man.
He's got bald hair down to his
So
knees.
what you're saying is you put chemicals on your balls. That's what you're saying.
But it'll burn.
Does baby oil count as a chemical?
Disco Inferno.
Sir X-Man. Now, Sir
What do you
X-Man,
want?
I know you are also on a podcast, but not only that, you like to stream. I like to show up on your channel every once in a while when we play golf, man. You might want to let people know about
That was fun.
Yeah, dude, it's always fun. Golf is an amazing game. I can't wait for a new one, man. It's the reason why I haven't played a lot of it, man. I've just been waiting for a new one at this point.
I'm waiting on 22 myself.
Yeah, for real. But what do you got for your outro, bro?
Thanks for coming, hanging out with these crazy people, and me too. I enjoyed myself. I spoke best thing I could say, and other than that, y'all know where to find me. Y'all used to me. I've seen all y'all before. Have a good one.
Nice, I love that. Y'all know me. I've seen all y'all before. You know me. Yeah, come holler.
Yeah.
But
and by the way, I'm 110 away from 4,000 channel. So come and sub on K Mega 405's YouTube channel.
nice.
Don't do that.
And by the way,
I'm gonna catch you, bot.
This dragon. Well, I've been falling backwards lately. I don't know what's going on.
You have?
Man. Yo, we got this quality show over here. I think we need more sharing.
More.
We need more sharing out in the community, man. We need to get more people in here to hang out with us, man. That is a goal.
You need to make another show, just like I need to. Yeah. So.
But and I will say this dragon in Elden Ring, he was a pain in the ass, bro. He was.
That looked good though, dude.
In the ass, man.
That's that Xbox One X, right? Xbox Series X.
Yes, Series X.
That looked good, dude.
Dude, that dragon is a pain in the ass. You see all the little hits I'm doing damage, like it's so small. But I got him, bro. And if you notice, I don't want to.
All I hear is you should play naked.
With a pot on your head. I know about that YouTuber. But if you notice, no magic. I've used no magic on this dragon whatsoever, bro.
Damn, he's trying to throw shade.
No magic. But guys, on that note, guys, we are here every Thursday, 8 p.m. for the next podcast. And of course, Crispy, that is
Prime time.
Prime time, baby. That is right.
8:15.
What? So 8:20 maybe? But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you next week.
We'll talk about Halo every week
for
about a month. What do you think?
Have a great night, everybody.
And I won't be here. Thank you.
This is Knoxximus, the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.